Whew. Storm King's Thunder concluded a little bit earlier than this last year, so over a year ago now. And this year we have been running through all of the giants that got missed, but with the assumption of what would have happened since they did not get taken care of during the campaign, like what would have happened in the intervening time between them starting their bid to win the win the Ordening and now. And each of the goals that those different giants had sort of played out in different directions, but there was sort of an underlying connection that kind of was drawing all of them towards this one thing, a connection that was seated back in Lost Mines of Phandalin. What? Yeah. So basically what you've learned is that something, allegedly some kind of hag or creature, some sort of spellcasting creature in the Northlands, cursed the Frost Giant Jarl, giving him basically an unkillable curse that also sort of rendered him a bloodthirsty monster. And then he, under that curse, led his Frost Giants on a just absolute slaughter and pillage spree of the North, refusing to stand down, refusing to listen to the call for peace given by Hekaton, the Storm King. Then there were the Fire Giants, led by Duke Zalto, denied all the pieces that were needed to assemble the Vonendad. He turned to necromancy and all sorts of fell artifice to try and use living tissue and all sorts of other elemental aspects beyond like the normal machinery and elemental fire that he normally worked with to try and build his doomsday robot. And no one's 100% sure where he was getting that information, what pushed him in that direction, etc., etc. Then, the Cloud Maiden, among all the Cloud Giants, she refused to listen to the Storm King. She refused to bend the knee, and in a constant pursuit of arcane knowledge and power, she came into possession of an Eldritch Tome that corrupted her mind, corrupted her soul, and then ultimately, in the end, resulted in her death as you guys went and tried to stop her, wrest that tome free from her. It was discovered that that tome was given to her as a gift from an ancient stone giant lich who has now once again risen, perhaps from the call of the Ordening, perhaps from the intrepid adventurers that were working for Sansuri and, discovered his ancient tomb. He sent the book back to her as a reward, and it broke her mind. With all of this information, the threads all lead back to this individual known as the Dodkong. In the darker, more savage age, when Toril was the stomping grounds of the giants and the dragons, there was among the stone giants a rune caster of unprecedented power. They pursued on their own the studies and the techniques to master life and death and became a lich, and they ruled over their tribe and many other tribes for quite a while before being put down by the other giants. During that time, they sought allies from beyond the world, from beyond the domain of Annam the All-Father. He reached out to other worlds than these And in doing so, he contacted the ancient giants of the Void, which is somewhat akin to, possibly next to, possibly layered right below or beneath the Far Realm, a dimension of pure madness and chaos. Deals were made, and ultimately, the Dodkong has awoken from his long sleep and seeks to honor the promises that were made long ago. He is going to open a rift between the world of Tyrell and the Void, and usher forth unspeakable horrors and armies of Void Giants to bolster his own forces. And yeah, pretty much march across the north with the goal of wresting control of the Ordening from Hekaton's dead body, essentially. So, you might be expecting a tremendous amount of undead enemies, since you're going against a lich. But this is a very big and very important battle. So all of the allies that you've made, be they human or dragon or giant, are lending aid to this mission. So, you guys have discovered the location of the Dodkong and where his seat of power is. Hold on just a second. So, deep below an area known as... I got this information, I swear to you. Let's see. Deep below Deadstone Cleft are the ruins of his ancient city. Dwelling in the canyons and caves above these ruins is Thane Kaya Lithica. Kaya Lithica is a shamaness of Scorias Stonebones, the god of the stone giants. But during the Ordening, she developed a bit of madness, a fear and xenophobia of the small folk that began to consume her. It is said that in her dreams, Scorias Stonebones whispered to her his permission, his insistence that she end the lives of the small folk to protect herself and her people. And so, she began a campaign of absolute genocide against all neighboring small folk. And this was actually happening during the main campaign of Stormcloak Sunder. That was the plot line. Was this lady was straight up taking these normally neutral giants and whipping them into a frenzy and sending them out against their normally peaceful neighbors. So, yeah, it's kind of a bad situation. These stone giants have also mastered a technique called the Alak Murah, which allows them to meditate and fuse with the earth and gain powers from the earth. The problem is, the earth where they have made their lair is built over the very corrupt and very dangerous ruins that the Dod King calls his home, and in doing so, it was easy for them to become corrupted, essentially. But the more powerful of these stone giants do have access to some spell-like abilities that they wouldn't normally have as a result of this meditative practice, wherein they take in the power of the earth around them, and in this case, some of the madness as well. Now, approaching the canyon at level 15 plus with all your allies, not an issue. Finding your way down through the Underdark and besting the runes therein, not a problem. Securing an entry point into the heart of the city, not a problem. But anything beyond that is all on you guys. The main reason for this is that you're the strongest champions available. The Storm King must lead his troops against these endless armies of far realm creatures and undead and all manner of other things. The surviving disenfranchised fire giants from Iron Slag have joined forces with the Dodkong's people as well. I think that's about it. The Frost Giants, they're like happy to be out from underneath all this and are actually fighting alongside the Storm Giants on your guys' side for this one. Cloud Giants were always kind of neutral, so the ones that you know, like, they're kind of doing their own thing. And the Hill Giants, for what it's worth, I mean, a couple of Hill Giants showed up. They might be helpful. I mean, they're Hill Giants. So, yeah. Yilia Matar sent several companies of mercenaries. Klauth, the Great Red Worm of the North, airship support. So you got that going for you. Which is good, because there was this whole, like, undead rock situation, and then his airships had to take care of it. It was very cool. So where this is going to open up, essentially, is there's going to be, let's get the team together, and then there's going to be, you guys have to choose an insertion point to get to enter the city. There are 3 possible entrances to the heart of the city. So first and foremost, I guess we got to get the team together. So let's get, like, I guess more upbeat music to this. Let's see.
Choose your fighter.
Choose your fighter music? Maybe. Let's see. Okay. Oh, man. No. Okay. Nope. Too hip. Hold on. Almost got it. Oh, yeah. I think this will work. All right. Okay. So, I guess we'll just take it from the top. Gyoza, the Emerald Enclave, their primary purpose in the 5th Age of Magic is to defeat the Far Realm, stamp out its existence in the real world, and do everything they can to stop it, because it represents a literal abomination to nature and reality itself. So a lot of people think, oh, Emerald Enclave, you guys are, you know, helping the animals and the plants and stuff. But it's very like Men in Black when you get towards the top. Like, you guys are literally dealing with aliens and extra-dimensional threats and all that kind of stuff. Through your many actions and heroisms, you have risen through the ranks. You are one of the strongest agents still on the primordial plane. They sort of just assumed that you would gather up your powerful allies and take on this potentially world-ending threat. So, you know, tapping into their treasury, giving you the sweet loots that you needed to get everything ready for your involvement. They volunteer teams of rangers, barbarians, and druids, and use them to support and bolster the giants and other mercenaries and soldiers that are being sent out on this mission. Basically, the entire region around Deadstone Cleft is a war zone. Just, if you're trying to picture like what's happening in the background, it's just a constant fantasy war zone in the background. It's just dragons flying around, giants throwing shit, like undead creatures rising up out of the earth. There's Yuan-Ti there for some reason. They're on the bad guy's side, by the way. Like, it's wild. There's a lot of wild stuff going on. So, Gyoza, I'm going to assume that you're, like, first on the scene. like, what is your build-up and arrival to sort of the base camp of this battle?
Okay.
It can be literally anything you want, because we're level 15 plus, so it doesn't fucking matter anymore. So just whatever you want. 16 genies could throw you a fucking Aladdin parade. I don't care. Whatever intro you want. What do you got here?
All right.
Level 15 intro.
All right. It would show like a bunch of rangers and druids and people in wild shape form converging with other armies towards the middle of this battle. And you would see like some undead creatures coming up from the ground, and an undead rock coming towards these rangers. They fire, but it's not falling. Big, huge undead rock, even with 20 arrows in it. As soon as it gets down, tries to eat someone, you just see an earth elemental come out of the ground and punch it in the face, and just dive back down into the earth. And as it flies off, and the army makes its way to the center, you see the earth elemental transform into Gyoza, and there he is at the front of the cliff, looking over the battle.
Dope. All right. Okay, type in the chat 1 to 10 on that intro.
How to open chat for a second there.
Oh wow, I feel like the normal elemental not enough to describe what you're saying. This is definitely rising above the earth and grabbing undead Birdo out of the air. Dope.
Nice.
I can puppeteer this. Here we go. Hold on.
It's also got a cape.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a cape? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the earth elemental jumps out of the ground and grabs the thing, and it's just a big RKO as it brings it down to the earth. Bam.
Hype.
And then the earth dies, and the rocks fall away, and there's Gyoza.
Rocks fall.
Fall away, yeah.
All right, I dig it. Okay, Sergeant Carrick Borgesh, back in the city of Waterdeep. You may or may not have been made a masked lord of Waterdeep, based on your combat prowess, your incredible deeds, and also, money's doing pretty good because you got that school for adventurers that you started with your beautiful half-orc wife. You raised your little half-orc baby together. You can't, confirm or deny if you're a masked lord of Waterdeep, but when Waterdeep heard, and they've been keeping tabs on this, the Black Staff herself has been keeping tabs on this situation. She comes to you personally and explains the dire situation things are in. She sees your son barely walking, but still wielding a weapon as he trades alongside, like the others. Because I guess this has been like a year or so. Wait, wasn't your wife still pregnant though? No, you'd had the baby because diapers were a thing. Yeah. So, in the intervening time, son's growing up a little bit. He's still like a little toddler. But the Black Staff looks over at him and your wife, and she looks to you and she says, "I would never try to take you away from your family. But if you don't do this, it is your family. It is all the families of Waterdeep and the Sword Coast that are at stake." And then, what is your showing up on the scene? So, big war zone, elementals coming out of the ground, grabbing a giant rock, just incredible fantasy battle in the background, whatever you could kind of imagine. It's like just forces of good and evil, and, well, it's Forgotten Realms. It's good, evil, and evil that does a good job of keeping the world running smoothly, are all like doing battle. So what do we see? What is this level 15 intro for Carrick Borgesh?
Okay, so as a person of influence, shall we say, in Waterdeep, up on the horizon, you see figures starting to, crest and form up. And then you hear trumpets blare, and then a loud, resounding, followed by the scream of a wyvern as Carrick, mounted on Midnight, comes dive-bombing out of the sky, leading a hodgepodge group of mounted adventurers, men-at-arms, guardsmen, anyone and everyone that could be pressed into service from Waterdeep. And there's just a screaming, pounding mass as everyone on mounts just comes charging over the edge and just plows through the enemy hordes to meet up and round and encircle where Gyoza's forces have gotten a foothold, and they enter into the fray. Gyoza, I get too old for this shit. Let's put an end to it.
Very nice, very nice. All right, go ahead and type in your 1 to 10 for cinematic opening. All right, that's gonna bring us to the third member of the original Sword Saints, Salem, down in your fiefdom of what is it?
Wait,
golden...
it's a fiefdom now?
Yeah, it's the golden golden.
Yes, he's been promoting a lifestyle of chaos and health.
Chaos and health.
Fair. All right, so yeah, it's a little rowdy down south, but you keep things in line. You receive word that the real shit's going down, but you already knew this, for you are haunted by visions. Visions that you've had since you were a little cat. You know that everything that you are, every transformation that you've been put through, every body that you've ridden in, it has all led you to this. This is what has been building for so long. And this is what must ultimately be stopped. Alright, so what is the cinematic intro, level 15 cinematic intro for Salem?
Sitting in his temple, he's going over an immense tome, the Hallowed Maelstrom, trying to find any information that he may have overlooked, something he missed in order to prevent this, and it's all for naught as it is happening anyway. So he looks at these pages in his massive clawed paws, closes the book, says, "Fine. We're getting the band back together." And he takes a step and turns as a portal opens, and he steps through onto the battlefield next to a landing Carrick and a giant rock elemental Gyoza.
Okay. Alright. You leave your fiefdom of Golden Fields behind, stepping through a gate to perfectly time your arrival with Gyoza and Carrick Borgesh. Alright, Thunder. I guess technically you're the prince of your people because you married the princess. You guys made egg together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the thing where you're waiting to hear back from Acquisitions Incorporated. You actually do hear back from them.
Oh.
And they say that we got bad news for you. There's some trouble happening in like the north, I want to say east quadrant of Faerun. You hear some like weird clacking sounds on the other side, like they're like hitting a bunch of like stone tiles together. Doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they say somewhere in the Deadstone Cleft area. So your brother was an outstanding member of 5-Star Solutions. You've probably heard of them, right? They're a subsidiary of Acquisitions Incorporated. No? Okay, anyways. We at Acquisitions Incorporated want to be, quote-unquote, first responders, first on the ground, first in the door. That didn't work out so well. So we set 5-star solutions on ahead to try to nip this whole Dodkong thing in the butt. Apparently the whole team's been compromised. Haven't heard from anybody. So that's probably what's going on with your brother. All right, have a nice day. Then the line goes dead.
Okay, so yeah, as he's like taking this phone call, a sending spell even, he's back up in near the spine of the world. There's a dwarven caravan that's under attack by wyverns, and then a great storm appears, and then he flies in with a bunch of other Sky Talon warriors and like a aerial raptors. They descend on these wyverns, save these dwarves. He then goes back up to his nest to have. He can see the storm brewing on the horizon from the spine of the world. And he needs to go be a part of it and help out. So he goes and has one last tender embrace with the princess, and then he steps out. He holds his lance up into the air, and then a bolt of lightning strikes it, and he's gone.
Okay, dope. Oh shit.
And
okay.
Then, over the battlefield, back at wherever, where is this taking place?
Oh, right. This is happening at Deadstone Cleft.
Deadstone Cleft.
Yeah.
A thunder and rainstorm appears with lightning, slowly coalescing, a small localized storm. And then down on the battlefield, as the rain starts pouring and the wind starts howling, you see a small contingent of soldiers about to be overwhelmed. And then a giant bolt of thunder comes from the clouds, landing in between all of them, saving the contingent from being overrun.
Okay, dope. And then?
Yeah, and then he, after that, he nods to the soldiers and then heads on over to where everyone's meeting up, where he can see his allies coming in on their wyverns and the stone giant. This rock elemental.
Okay. Dope.
Just like that.
All right. Yeah, tossing them Salem scores, tossing them in the Thunder scores. All right, Stygius. Down in hell. You are leading your division of Abishai. It's really obnoxious because that one guy from Critical Role's down here too, and he's so much better at PR. He's like he gets all like the sweet cool jobs. You get a lot of like the more like rough shit. He kind of gets like the one. He and this turtle, they just like they get on the cover of all like the magazines and Avertis and all that, and you're just trying your best down there. So eventually, your new body, crafted from the remains of the Vonendad and the damned and the dying of Avernus, it's sore, it's stiff, but your soul is bound to it by intricate runes carved into your adamantine bones. You feel the call of your goddess, and you feel her will pound through your skull. You receive the mission. You will be returning to the world of Tyrell, and you will be stopping the Night Serpent. No one outshines the Queen of Conquest. No one. All right, so what is your level 15 intro sequence?
As he's leading this division of glorious Abishai of multicolors and looking off in the distance, suddenly he feels the pull of Tiamat like shackles on his mind and onto his new body and frame. And ahead of him, he will see this spectral claw of Tiamat tear a rift into the material plane, showing him the battlefield ahead. And you'll feel her push as if her breath, sending him hurtling back into the mortal coil. To what everyone would see in front of them would be a portal to a realm of death, decay, war, and a river of blood. As the body of Stygius falls through, it is entirely fleshless. It is all metallic, made from the adamantine core of the Vonendad, in a crude reminder of what he used to be. But as soon as his new bones meet air, regeneration quickly takes hold, and a similar mockery of his old form, flesh and scales of devilish and fiendish flesh will return to him, but most importantly, the 5 eyes will blaze brighter than anything else, and his proximity and his division will fly through as he's recovering, annihilating a section of the battlefield before clearing an entry point. And as he looks up towards the heroes that he had once sacrificed himself to save, there is now no longer much emotion, instead a fiendish resilience, as his body returns, and he softly smirks before he draws his blade and turns to join the fight.
Good shit. All right. Oof. All right, let's see. Oh man, thunder. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. Some strong intros here. All right, very nice. Okay, so Sergeant Carrick, Borgesh, and Salem. You guys get 1 point of inspiration. Assuming you need inspiration, do you still need inspiration?
I will never turn down.
I will
inspiration.
humbly accept your inspiration.
Okay, fair enough. The rest of you, those are some pretty good scores that I don't want to math out. So each of you receives 2 points of deep inspiration for the intros, and let's move it along here. So, allies that you have made throughout the previous campaign and throughout the many adventures this year are all sort of gathered in the the leader huddle that they do before really big battles kick off. Like the war's already happening in the background, but now you're having the sort of the powwow where they kind of lay out what can happen and what's next. So one of the individuals that is there is let's see, did he make it in? Here we go. Let's see. All right, this guy is like a big blast from the past. Braxow, the stone giant shaman.
Hey.
Friend and ally to the Storm King, is present. All right, and he nods to Gyoza, Carrick, and Salem, and says, "It has been a long time, but it would have been good to see you under different circumstances. The Thane, in my absence, perhaps, she gave in to madness. She embraced bloodshed and brought genocide to the people of this region. It was only a matter of time before the Storm King and I came and put an end to her senseless violence. But we could not have prepared for what has happened in the meantime. She has awoken the Dodkong. She has sworn herself to his service. She will do anything possible to ensure his ancient oath is fulfilled. The gate that was built long ago to the void will be opened, and those foul creatures, those aberrant nightmares, they will be brought into the world. You must stop her. My people are strong, but not nearly as strong as foes that you have faced before. But they will be bolstered by the nightmarish creatures of the void. and beings fueled by necromancy and ancient rune magic. Sword Saints, small champions of Hekaton. Please, do not fail.
Stygius will look up a bit confused, as he's never met this man in his life.
Yeah,
But- but
you know, it's kind of reaching back to some older days.
he'll like look at him, look past, and he'll try to examine entry points. But
So here's one that you guys will remember. Here you go. While we're busting out all the bigwigs, Weary Fleagull approaches. Anybody?
Wasn't
Oh,
that from
that's fire.
the hill chimes thing?
Stygius looks over and no.
Weary says.
Is worse than I thought.
Weary says, "Hey, it's you. Hey, yeah, Stygius. Remember, I was a prisoner with the fire giants. Remember, you saved me. You were my hero. Remember? Do you remember that? And then I helped you defeat the king, and then we saved everybody, and we made the bend the knee, and then I was made an honorary champion of the Storm King."
Is the portal to hell still open?
So you look around, it is definitely not.
He'll
She
sigh.
just kind of she climbs up on the table, starts walking on all your maps, and she says, hey, I need your help.
I will kill you.
My childhood friend, my best friend in the whole entire world, they're a prisoner in there. You see, a while ago, my buddy, Alistair Noggins, he got a job, right? He got a job working for the Thane. But he didn't know that she was going to be some kind of genocidal maniac. He was just there to help them learn more about, stone crafting and, artifice or whatever. Because, they were trying to get more progressive, I guess. But, he's still in there. I haven't heard from him. And I haven't been able to contact him either. So, please, I know it's going to be crazy there. And you're going to be saving the world. There's a war literally happening all around us right now. But my personal needs matter too. So if you see my best friend in the whole world in there, his name's Alistair Noggins. Remember that, Alistair Noggins. Please save him.
Stygius pulls out a long note. The note has two names. One of them is Dodkong, the other one is the Night Serpent. It's definitely a kill list. And he adds Alistair Noggins onto this list. The big ones.
And then I'd hit your hand with the pen. Not
If you save him, if you bring him out alive, we'll give you an amazing reward. And then she runs off to pilot her mech and join the battle, because Valda Spire's the thing now. So, alright. Whew. Okay. Listen, I'm just trying to run this as close to the book as possible. You know how I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, there's the king himself.
Hey, look who it is.
It's rural King Hekaton. Thank you, token tool.
Yeah.
Because he's out in the country, so he's rural King Hekaton. He approaches you guys and says, "My champions, it is good to see you. The war wages on." And you see him glance over at the Abishai and the devils that are just fucking indiscriminately slaughtering anyone in their path. And then he winces and he looks over at the cultists of Clouth who are just firebombing everything. And he says, "Desperate times make for desperate allies. I'd sooner seen this battle finished, that we may send our more..." And again, he looks over at the devils who are just wrecking everything. He looks at the assassins and mercenaries hired by Claw Yili Batar. He just kind of shakes his head. He says, "Yeah, we need to finish this quickly. I worry that our own allies may be more dangerous than the opponents we face. A way is being cleared. The heart of the city lays open to you. But you must understand, there are some things happening. things that will make this encounter very dangerous. First, there are 3 ways into the city. Well, wait, I should probably tell you the things that make it dangerous first. Sorry, I'm very distracted by all these fighting and battles, and it's a lot. It's a lot that's happening here. We just got done fighting with the Kraken. I'm exhausted. Alright. Teleportation magic within the city. According to Drow, yes, Drow have come forth from the Underdark concerned about the situation within the ruins. They have provided the following information. Teleportation magic has been corrupted by the Void. Using it is possible, but the cost to your mind and body could be great. Even some of the Drow's more potent healers have been unable to undo some of these side effects as they attempted to scout the city. Divination magic and anything related to far-seeing reveals only madness and nightmare. Numerous diviners and seers have been rendered catatonic by the horrors revealed by their attempts at scrying. All we know is that the Dodkong dwells within the heart of the ruins, and that he is surrounded by powerful allies. Finally, the Drow claim that their ancient enemy, the Mind Flayers, may or may not be involved in this plot. Now, let's talk about getting you into the city. There are 3 insertion points. The western door. This is the most traditional way of entry. There's a massive yawning chasm that leads deep into the bowels of the earth. A stone bridge crosses the chasm and leads to a well-fortified gate. This would be the most direct attack and the most traditional one, but it is easily the most heavily fortified. There is also the Rivergate Mines. These are located along a crystal mine vein and a river. They're very practical people. The River Gate is not nearly as well fortified as the Western Gate, as it's much harder to access. You would essentially be traveling/swimming up a subterranean river and aqueduct to reach this area. From what we understand, it is guarded by fire giant allies, leftovers that refused to accept their defeat at the fall of Ironslag. Apparently they've brought their fell artifice here and are using it to bolster the stone giants and their evil allies. Finally, there are the fire mines. These are mines full of fire. But know this, the lava, the magma, the blood of the earth itself has been corrupted by the void. Who knows what terrible creatures you will encounter. But this is the least fortified entrance. Which will you choose, heroes?
The mines seem an obvious pick. No pun intended.
And whatever fire giants are there, they might remember us.
They might remember me.
Well, are we
feel like
assuming
they might
they'll
remember
remember us in a way that where they'll run screaming from us? Or
If
they'll,
anyone, they'll
want
remember
revenge?
Carrick. Carrick's the one who did chop off old Duke Zalto's head.
Yeah, well, he had to come in.
Do you still have that, by the way?
Shh. It's in my den.
I defer to my allies on the best approach.
I agree with Stygius as much as it pains me.
Holy shit, Salem is agreed to that.
Haste is of the essence.
Agreed. I am also immune to the effects of fire, so It's also in my own self-interest.
Oh,
All right.
I thought you meant the Rivergate Mines, the crystal mines, when you said that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's two different mine entrances.
You
Stone
did
giants
the-
like mining.
The Rivergate mines are guarded by the fire giants. The fire mines have the corrupted lava and corrupted magma creatures.
Well, maybe
yeah.
they don't have
Maybe-
reliable intel.
Maybe. And then the western door is the most heavily guarded, but we don't know necessarily by what.
How do we have six votes?
Because you can
Crash.
vote multiple times.
I didn't vote multiple
No,
times.
you didn't vote. You can probably vote multiple times.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
Yeah.
click on all of them.
Also,
Oh.
DM can't vote.
Oh.
I believe the fire mines would be the most useful, as one of us can transform into fire itself, and I'm immune to it.
Well then, Carrick, I take back what I said. I don't agree with him at all.
I can transform into fire, but I can't hurt anything made of fire either, which makes me useless in a fight.
You
Hey.
can hold them back.
It looks like the Rivergate Mines with 7 votes. All right.
How?
I don't.
There's a couple
pretend-
Abishai there. Just put their hands.
yeah.
They're just like,
It's kinda
they're like,
like,
we like the river gates too, please.
Yeah. Let's see. Rivergate. All right.
The Storm King's like, oh, sorry, I put my hand on the table. My bad.
All right. Let's see. Let me get you guys over there. You guys will be coming in through here. Now, what is your approach via the waterway? Like, how are you just straight up swimming? Are you using some dope magic to do it? Like, how are you guys planning to get in here?
All right, I've got no problem getting up a running water. How about y'all?
Big is this waterway?
It is. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons, so it's not like super duper wide. It's VTT Dungeons and Dragons, so it's not super wide. I'd say at its widest, it's maybe 60 or 70 feet across.
Because everyone could, like, some people could ride on Salem's back, and we could just, like, X-wing trench through it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Just-
pretty dope. All right.
So,
Yeah.
so Crash, just a
Can you
bit
swim?
of clarity. The
Uh-huh.
Rivergate Mines is like a valley with a river in it, or does the river go?
All
Underground.
these locations are in the Underdark. Yeah. You guys are skipping the top floor that would originally have been there altogether, because you have all of these forces that are just like keeping their forces busy. Like, this is very much a sneak the spec op teams behind enemy lines, blah 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 type
Okay.
situation. Yep.
Okay.
The goal here is to lull the Dodkong and his inner circle into thinking that things are still going smoothly and that their defenses are holding on the surface.
Storm King, a question.
Hmm?
When we begin our assault, would you be able to engage in a short-term heavy advance simply as a distraction, something that would pull more away from the inside? Not to say move all forces against, but at least make it look like you're going to.
What you want us to send our forces against a different entrance? Is that what you're saying?
In a sense, yes. Something to pull away even more from us.
We will certainly try.
It doesn't have to be successful, it only has to distract.
Right.
Okay, that's what they will do. All right, let me know when you're ready, and I will load you into the Rivergate.
Well, if we're trying to distract long enough to get to certain points, do we really want to go in, skimming the surface like that? I'm just asking.
Hey, Crash, I got a quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need two saving throws. Could you roll 2d20, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. Do I tell you what the results are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saving throws against the DM. Never
Are
heard
you
of this.
Are you a divination
wait.
wizard now too?
Yeah,
No, I just gotta make sure they're not net 20s. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
All right. All right.
Was that a dice check? What was
Well,
Yeah, what was that
checking
about?
his dice? What? You don't trust him?
Crash, you got loaded dice?
I mean, with Foundry, all things are possible.
Okay, then the 2 air elementals that I have planar bindings on, Gyozo
Oh,
raises his
gotcha.
fist, and 2 air elementals that he's planar bound in preparation for this assault will come down and lend us their aid to get us through.
Oh, nice. All right. I'm going to say that the forces are going to be suitably distracted as you guys approach. So let me go ahead and get you guys loaded onto this map.
so Thunder can fly.
I can also swim.
And then that's the
And can
sound of
breathe
the battle
underwater.
off of the distance / on the surface. It's very loud,
Nice.
maybe. And then let me turn on some music.
I'm just trying to figure out who would need to ride on Salem.
Oh, maybe nobody.
I mean, I probably would if we're going by the river.
Okay.
Unless you want to give me an air elemental.
Just be spinning around.
That's what they're there for.
Excellent.
All right.
Gyoza has alter self at will, so he just swims with his web hands and feet and gills.
With his
Yeah.
great wingspan, Thunder propels himself through the water with ease.
You're just flying through the water.
Pretty much.
I guess Carrick would be in one of the air elementals.
Spinning around
the other.
endlessly. It's the teacup ride. Forever.
Him and Stygius just going around in circles. So, you look good.
So up ahead, you hear the churning of a mighty water wheel and the grinding of gears and the chugging of clockwork. You feel in just a briefest moment that you are transported back to the city of Iron Slag. You see a mustachioed giant. He is staring down at the machinery, watching it, see if there's any imperfections. He shouts over to this other giant, something that's mostly unintelligible over the sound of the river, the sound of the water wheel, but it mostly sounds like he's just checking if things are okay with those gears and back and forth, talking shop kind of thing. She gives him an affirmative nod, but also takes out some tools and begins to kind of make calibrations. You see, lining the walls and growing from the ground and high ceiling of this chamber are strange red crystals that glow with a bit of ambience. These crystals, those of you in the know, or who read the dossier, can be refined and are basically used to make airship fuel. So these are very, very expensive and valuable resources found deep within the earth. You see a fire giant houndmaster, but she does not have hellhounds. Nay, she has very angry-looking dinosaur-esque lizards. They have mighty horns on their heads, spines along their backs, and long serrated blades on their tails. A brazier, 15 feet across nearly, burns with magical fire. Behind the giant houndmaster, you see two massive stone gates. They are sealed, and whatever is beyond them It's a mystery. You do, however, see in the massive, maybe 20-foot thick wall to the north that there are arrow slits. These are giant-sized arrow slits, which for medium creatures basically means they're easy access doors. Keep in mind that these ruins were built when the small folk were nothing but rodents, barely, making it in the world. This was to fight against other giants and dragons. So, yeah, they're kind of just... You can even see, I think, like, into these, if you got close enough. And you can kind of see the flickering of firelight from within, indicating that there might be some fire giants guarding those arrow slits. The fire giants here, the three of them that you can see, they all look bored for the most part. And the two lizards look very sort of restless and hungry.
Have they detected us?
They have not.
Stygius will relay a infernal message into your minds, basically suggesting stealth or guns blazing. It's a lot more devilish, though.
Can we reply in a similar manner, or do we get the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I got an idea for that water wheel.
I'll
Is it-
But I just want to stealth
Is your,
over there
is your
first.
idea to throw the giant into it so it destroys the water wheel?
I was actually thinking the opposite, but sure.
Throw the water wheel into the giant? I don't know if we're that strong.
Gyoza's reply will be, we don't want to get surrounded. Let's take him out as we see him. He will try to get ahead since he's underwater.
Okay. All right. It's currently unpaused, and currently I'm just going off of the passive perception of these people, which is pretty good. So go ahead and just give me some active stealth checks.
All right, Gyoza can breathe underwater, so he's just going to be down.
Oh,
at
for
the
sure,
there.
for sure.
Same.
Unfortunately, because of my armor, I will be rolling at disadvantage.
All right.
Do I need to breathe?
I think so.
Always
Yeah.
a good question.
Did you wake
Yeah.
up this
Why
morning?
But
Do I need
I
to
mean,
breathe?
it's D&D, so I mean,
Exactly.
That's weird.
I guess I would just go underneath.
It
All
says
right.
I privately rolled something, but I
yeah.
don't
I have a lot of rules set for private.
Oh, okay. I was like,
All right, let's see. Big success. Would have been a crit failure, but advantage because you guys asked the Storm King to basically shift the focus of the attack to a different gate and kind of pull back from this one as if you had made a mistake trying to take this route. So overall, 3 successes and 2 fails is a group success. So you guys are able to move with stealth.
All right, can Gyoza move under this bridge up here?
Yep.
All right.
is the bridge high enough for me to like skim under it without being
Mhm.
seen?
Yeah, I assume there's like a dip here, like along the edge of the water in both places. You could
Okay.
even see the implication here that there's sort of like a little waterfall, like kind of drop right there. But definitely, yeah, there's definitely a lip here along this almost like canyon. So you guys are using that as cover as you make your way closer.
Yeah.
And I think you should have control of those air elementals, Gyoza.
All right.
Hmm.
First move, guys. Here we go.
What is that aura?
I'm thinking
that's emanating
Saladin's
from me?
idea is
Do I
probably
have a
better.
torch on or something?
What was
Who's got-
your idea?
What was the question there,
It
Karen?
looks like there's an aura emanating from my mini. Do I have a light source on me or something?
Oh, maybe. Let's see if I can find you.
Yeah,
There's
turn
so
mine
many.
on.
He was under Salem. You just put Salem on top of him.
Okay, there we go.
Ow, get off me, cat.
You don't have an aura And you don't have any light. Yeah, I don't see anything weird coming out of you.
I don't see anything weird coming out of
Yeah.
Carrick.
Thunder has a color changing aura.
Maybe it's my night vision or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Dark vision.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I wanted to ask, do I think it'd be an easier task to throw this giant into the water wheel or throw that water wheel at the giant? How big is the water
definitely
wheel?
the giant into the water wheel. That water wheel weighs thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is this lift? Does it look like it's going to be like a strength check to get onto the land? If I'm
It would be, I mean, it would be an athletics check if you're climbing.
Yeah, dolphin launch yourself up there.
Yeah.
Does Stygius recognize any of these mortal giants?
Now keep in mind, fire giants weigh about 7,000 pounds. Water wheel probably in the 12,000 plus. So to say one is lighter than the other is the thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what was the Stygius question?
Does Stygius recognize any of these giants?
Oh, like as giants from before?
Yeah, like the ones that ran away from him.
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure. My passive is 20,
Okay.
but I'll throw it at you.
That doesn't. Yeah, I don't think that lady is the one that likes
Okay.
Salem as a kitty.
I rolled to check. None of these look familiar to you, and you feel very confident that you would recognize them if they were.
Very well.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind for the future.
All right. Let's attack.
Oh,
Do we want to get closer in place?
are you guys like moving it into ambush position, basically?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where I'm gonna
Okay.
I figured I would help Thunder. You know, the barbarians. Would,
Yeah. Thunder the
Double-
Barbarian.
we'll double
Sounds like an
team
80s
the,
cartoon.
It does sound like an 80s cartoon.
Yeah. All right.
Got a lot
So
of people on
this whole
Fiverr.
group is heading towards this guy,
Yeah.
and then Gyoza, you're cruising Airbender
Yeah.
style inside the air elemental with Stygius.
I think Stygius is being carried by the elemental. I'm just
Uh-huh.
hanging out under the bridge.
Okay.
Ready to support.
All right. Basically, I'm going to give you guys a surprise round, and as long as you don't go up over the lip, that's where you could be when we start the combats. Is everybody happy with where they are, or do you want to move a little bit closer?
Is there any space here, like around here, for me to get to, without hitting the water wheel or getting stuck?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say I would need an acrobatics check.
I'd
So,
say if
yeah.
I'm not flying, but more like scaling
Yeah.
along the wall.
I would definitely need an acrobatics or athletics check to confirm that you didn't like slip and get churned up with that wheel, because that wheel is like real nasty. Otherwise, you just stay where you are. We start from here with a surprise round.
Hekaton's like, we sent our best. Gets caught in the water wheel.
Gets cut out by the fan.
Just fur just flies up in the camera.
Okay.
And down by one. All right.
You know what?
ready.
I am gonna try. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, all right. Give me that check.
I'll do an athletics.
Okay.
Sorry.
A 4.
Okay. You will not be in the surprise round. Because I mean, you got 9, which is which is okay, but not even really good enough at first level for most. You can't even climb a tree with a 9.
With a 9.
So as you start to go, it catches. You have a lot of body parts now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it catches like a horn, a spine, a bit of wing, and it tugs you down into the water. So you're gonna start prone in the water. The others will have surprise though. All right. Let me grab everybody, throw them into initiative, and let's do this thing.
Great start, guys.
All right, so how we're doing it is I'm handling things in zones. So if creatures decide, oh, dang, this is bad, and they use an action to leave, then they can go and activate other people. But I'm going to try to avoid, like, the passive chaining of the entire complex. So
friggin'
yeah,
ring the
yeah.
bell, alert everyone.
Iron slag 2.
Yep.
More slag, more iron.
That's a lot of dice.
All right, let's see what we got here. Alright. I asked for cool recommendations for music, but I only got one. So we'll see. Let's see how it goes. I'm not gonna play the full soundtrack for Symphony of the Night as a combat music. What the hell? All right, hold on.
Oh, do I still need to roll initiative or wait?
Oh yeah,
until-
yeah. No,
Okay.
we just skip you in the first round. That's all.
I have advantage when I roll, so I'm gonna roll again.
Yep. And if it's better, let me know and I'll adjust it. Alright.
All the dice are lagging on the
Okay.
screen.
Is there not an initiative button on the character sheet?
It's in upper right hand corner where the little fist is,
Little fist punch in the air.
and then you'll just scroll.
It looks like you're already rolled in, Carrick.
Right. I was just trying to roll again for.
Oh, yeah, no, just roll a d20 and
Okay.
do math, yeah.
You're asking me to do the hard stuff.
Yeah, you can pretend we're doing IRL deity.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
right now I'm picking my nose. All right, I think what you got now is the better. So.
Yes, very much so.
All right.
Yeah,
This is what I get for bitching about it.
Let's get all these ones out of the way.
Stygius with a 17. You have one initiative.
Suji's is going to get up onto the ledge using the elemental, step off of it, and dash to about here.
Okay.
Right
Yes,
here.
you can see through the arrow slit that is man-sized. There is a fire giant. She is readying what looks like a crossbow, but it might say rock when I click on it, but it's totally a crossbow.
With the rock
Uh,
attack.
Stone crossbow.
Weird question.
Yeah.
Just like throwing it out there.
Mhm.
None of them are within range. That's fine. Actually, this creature over here, is that a shape changer in disguise?
Oh, no. It is a weird type of drake.
That is good to know. Good to know. No reason to ask that, of course.
Of course.
That is the turn. Just dashing.
All right. That brings us to surprise. She says, "Oh, Salem, to you."
I'm stuck, right? So I don't actually get a turn.
Oh, right. So, yeah, you are surprised by the fact that
I'm surprised.
by being drowned. Yeah. Thunder to you.
All right, it leaps out of the water, flies up next to this guy, and he holds his great spear up to the sky, and a lightning bolt will strike it. He'll start crackling electricity, and we'll just take that from the air and try and drive it into this dude's chest with an attack.
Okay.
So first he's got to make a dex save.
Are you doing a shove to start pushing him towards the water wheel, or are you actually attacking him?
I believe you need to attack him from other feature.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Or
see how this
you
goes.
could
Let's see how this
hold
goes.
an
I have
action.
a follow up
Okay.
if this works. So first he's
You
got to
can
make a
hold an
dex save
action.
though.
Or not.
All right. He's got to make a dex save. Here comes.
Yeah.
Boop.
This. Alright. He takes he didn't make it, so 11 lightning damage.
All right.
And then first attack, we'll do reckless.
Reckless is going to hit. He's wearing standard issue fire giant plate with that 18 armor class, but 25 hits. He takes 16 points of damage.
Alright, and now he's got to make a strength save
Okay.
with my reaction.
He is giants. He will try his
Yeah.
best. They're kind of the nerds of giants, though, so he doesn't get his proficiency bonus to that. He's not trained in strength.
Okay, well, he still makes it.
Yeah, only got an 18.
All right, 16 damage, and then we'll try a shove with our second attack.
Okay.
Advantage athletics.
All right. This is a standard issue giant. Here we go. Oof. You have advantage because you're raging, right?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you push him back 5 feet. You hear his boots kind of scrabbling against the wet stones. He looks back, terrified at the whirling blades of this water wheel.
All right, and that's my turn. 2 attacks, reaction, bonus action. I'm all done. How tall is he?
How tall is he? I believe they are 17 feet.
Okay, then I'll be 10 feet high.
Oh, sorry. 12 feet for fire giants. They're only 12 feet. They're like dwarves, so they're like as wide as they are tall, basically.
Dwarves of the giant race.
Yep, they're the dwarves of the giant race. Still count as huge, even though they're kind of like a very small huge. All right, that brings us to whatever this creature is. It is going to be surprised. Air Elemental, what are you up to?
I think technically they wouldn't do anything because I haven't given them other orders.
Oh, fair enough. So they're just going to continue to serve as like
As stepping stones
jetpacks
for people. Yeah.
All right,
Help
Carrick,
up.
to you.
Well, if my air elemental is acting as a stepping stone, can it step me over to the that fire giant, or do I need to use my own power for that one?
Oh,
Yeah,
like
he's-
use it as a mount? Yeah, I mean if you're mounted on it, yeah.
Yeah, their last order was transport these guys.
Okay, yeah. So that would be a 90-foot flight speed.
All right. Can I use the air elemental to give myself advantage? Well, no, I'm going to be raging anyway, so it doesn't bloody well matter.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just use it to give myself sort of a running start, and as the storm elemental like breaks right in front of the storm fire giant, I gotta like tumble out and like sliding into home plate, just like try and sweep the legs out from under him.
Oh, get his ankles, yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
Okay, let's do it.
You're like the kid bending over behind the dude as the other kid pushes him over.
Yeah.
Something like that. So bonus action rage, and then hit him for the ankle. Give me to athletics.
Yep. All right, 22. 17. That's going to do it. So he falls prone. I'm going to have him make a dex save. Oh, nice. 15. So he falls prone and he starts to roll towards the stuff, but he's gonna basically reaction grab the ledge here as it's whirling, like right behind him.
If he's surprised, does he get a reaction?
Oh shit! They don't get a reaction if they're surprised, and he hasn't acted yet in the turn either. So never mind. He falls prone. He rolls over and he starts getting munched up by this thing. We'll just do... that seems like a decent amount. Alright, yeah, he takes 77 points of slashing and bludgeoning damage. He is bloodied, he is prone, and he is underwater.
Salem, I would get out of that.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess if he's not in reach anymore, that's my turn, because bonus action and then action and nothing else for extra attack.
Yeah. Okay, Air Elemental 2, providing taxi services.
Yep, that's it.
Alright, unmatched Fire Giant. Alright, he doesn't get to do anything this turn, so that's that. Surprise, surprise, Gyoza.
Alright, Gyoza sees it's going down. Stygius left his air elemental behind, I guess, so I'm just gonna scrabble up the side and just kind of grab onto the air elemental and lift myself up as best I can onto the ledge here. Or attempt to. You want me to make a strength check?
Yep, just do a athletics check real quick. Should be advantage. You
Pretty good at those.
have an allied air elemental there trying to help you out. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, you pull yourself up over the ledge, and then?
All right. How much movement would you say I have? Was it like 15 feet up?
I'd say you probably have 15 feet of movement left.
All right. I'll get right there. I will yell at the air elementals. Free action. Change their orders to take that guy down. And I'm going to hold a just a cantrip to attack anything that gets in range. I think it's 30 feet.
Okay. All right. That brings us to surprise.
Oh, it's 60 feet. I'll go ahead and throw it at this thing.
Oh, okay.
It's probably resistant.
This little creature right here?
Oh no, it's 30 feet. I was looking at a wrong spell.
Oh, okay. Stygius, start us off in round 2. The surprise round is over.
That is right. Stygius is going to... Sure, that's brilliant. He's gonna just look around. He's gonna catch this one over here. He can see it just barely. He can see this one, and I can catch these 4 creatures. And he'll just look around. His eyes will flare. His one eye will go above the rest, and it will pulsate with magic. And he will just say, "Grovel." And I'll need a Wisdom saving throw from all of them, DC 20.
Okay. This is command, yeah?
This is command.
Okay. Let's see. So the lizardy creature...
They don't need to, if it doesn't understand your language, but... If I have telepathy, does that matter? I'm curious.
Yeah, let's see. It's smart enough that it would be able to be affected by telepathy, so I'll say yes. But the creature has no language of its own. Alright, so it kind of understands the intent. So, plopping, oh my gosh, that's the worst adjective. Plopping fire giant, and who is the other one that you're trying to affect?
It's going to be this one in the water wheel, so it doesn't get a chance. This one, and then these 2.
Okay. I'm going to say that up here on the ledge, with him down, and then down below the water, you're not going to be able to see this one. But these 2 would be affected. You can scale down your command. Oh, it's 5th level, no matter what you do. Alright. Then you may want to move closer to affect that. Oh, you're concerned about still seeing this one, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have 60 feet.
I don't think this guy's really going to be an issue. Yeah, so I would do that one instead. Because the other one's, the other one's down below.
That was already when I was talking, because I can do 5.
Oh, wow, 5. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Wisdom saving throws. They all fail. Alright, so they will all use their action to grovel when their turns come around.
And Stygius will approach this weird creature. Or at least he's actually going to go around to this right here, and he will summon from the depths of hell really, really terrifying, newly augmented giant slaying sword and start approaching this one on the ground.
Oh, damn.
And
all right.
that'll be the turn.
Okay. This one is going to spend its turn groveling, so I believe it would drop prone.
That is correct.
All right. And she looks up at you, eyes wide with fear, and in giant, she just starts pleading for her life.
Stygius does not understand.
Salem, to you.
Oh, how convenient.
Can I see the fire giant?
Yeah, I mean, he is down near the bottom, getting just like beat against the stone floor of this, essentially this river. Yeah.
I don't think I need to worry about him now.
Mhm.
How far down am I?
I would say that you are probably 10 feet. He's 30 feet. So you could just surface and get out of there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna surface, make my way. I'm trying to freaking use my WSDA keys to move. I'm dumb.
No worries.
Uh,
I mean, you can use arrow keys in this to move.
I will unprone myself
Mhm.
and move up to. I'll get up onto the ledge. And I will. This. Does that look? We would know what, like, braziers of fire elemental summoning are, yeah?
Oh no, it looks like continual flames. They just look.
Oh,
continual.
okay, so it looks like my head. Got it.
Yeah.
In that case, I will. They're prone, so range things are going to.
Well, only this one's prone. These are queued up to get. The ones with the red dots are queued to go prone.
Oh, okay. And,
Yeah.
have they been damaged?
No.
All right, so I'm just going. And the one in the window, does that one look like it's noticed us?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, then I'm just gonna finger guns
Okay.
and do classic Salem.
All right. You launched several Eldritch Blasts. At least 3, right?
Yeah. I don't. Did it only roll one?
Yep, you gotta just punch it over and over again.
All right. Let's see if that worked.
All right, 18's gonna hit. Ooh, natty 1, not gonna hit. And then?
That was 3. Sorry.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Oh,
21.
okay. I see it. Sweet. All right. 2 out of 3 hits. Is there any side effects of your Eldritch Blast nowadays?
Nope. Mine don't have any flavors.
All right.
They just hit.
All right. With resounding concussive blasts, 2 of them hit her. 1 of them hits the sort of carved out window or arrow slit. Anything else from Salem?
I will. Nah, I will sit and wait. That's my turn.
Okay. Thunder to you.
His nice arrow, his eyes narrow, his energy crackles across his feathers. He's gonna fly at this one, and we'll just try and hit her recklessly. Here we go. There's one. Ooh,
Yeesh.
thank goodness.
Does not hit.
I said recklessly.
Oh, yeah,
No,
reckless.
hold
Sorry.
back.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one definitely hits 31.
All right, and then you hit it to me.
I'm so sorry.
Ow. It's okay.
There you
Thank
go.
you. And then it's got to make a strength save. As a peal of thunder
Okay.
strikes it.
Okay. Strength save. Here we go.
Might as well give me a dex save too while we're at it.
All right, dex save.
All right, so it does not knock prone. But it takes 6 lightning damage, and here's my
Okay.
second attack.
Ooh, that's a beefy one. All right.
All right, I just come run over here, slam my spear in his chest to fly at her, stopping whatever she's doing, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Where is this one at? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, this creature is definitely curious. It is going to move to here and ready a spell. All right. Air elemental to you.
Both of the air elementals are just making sure Fire Giant doesn't re-enter the battle. basically.
Okay. They both go before he does, so if you just want to queue up a series of attacks, or we could just say that between the water wheel and the elementals, he should be taken out.
Yeah,
All right.
he's keeping them underwater.
All right, fair enough. And they are immune to non-magical physical, so the blades of the water wheel just kind of pass through them harmlessly. All right. This thing lets out a whimper and lays down like an obedient hound that has gotten in trouble. Its bladed tail high in the air, its head and horns as close to the ground as possible. All right, that is the turn. Sergeant Carrick Borgesh, to you.
Okay, I gotta gauge some distances here. Getting too old for this shit, and Carrick is gonna have to old man hustle over to this action dash. Gonna burn our action surge to then attack this giant.
Oh, this reminds me. For this adventure, for the 3 nights that we're doing this adventure, do you guys want to use the hustle / catch up mechanic? Basically, if you find yourself too far away from the action, you just say on your turn, I'm going to hustle and catch up, and then you just put yourself adjacent to an ally.
That sounds really useful.
Yeah,
that sounds useful, but
giant dungeons are deceptive. Like, you think, you're like, oh, it's not that bad, and then you're like, oh my god, it's so far to run. So, okay, we'll use that moving forward then.
Okay.
All right.
So, no, I didn't have to use my action surge for that?
If you just want to say that you hustled the stirred, that's fine.
Okay, no, in that case, I will use my action surge, because I don't want to just sit there with my sword in my hand.
Yeah, it has to be like your whole turn is just, I catch up with my allies, basically.
Okay,
Because
well,
in a dungeon this big, it's going to be really easy to fall behind.
Get there, so.
Okay.
But action surge, and then golf bag of holding, put away to defend your great sword, get out the giant slayer, and I'm playing into it.
Okay.
Recklessly!
Oh yeah, that's going to hit. And strength save.
Yes, strength save. Pass.
Oof. Alright. She's bloodied. You don't... Well, yeah, I would say you don't really have a flank. Yeah. Alright, that does not hit. Her armor protects her. Alright.
Oh, that's a saving throw. That's not like indomitable. Okay. Yeah, that's my action, Tommy.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, wait.
Just gonna make another one?
The
No,
16
that
didn't hit.
missed.
Oh,
And was my... Oh, wait. I gotta do my Divine Fury on the first attack. And is my rage damage being factored?
Let me double check. What is your rage damage supposed to be? +3?
Yes.
Yep, it is.
Okay, cool. Just so I know we were having issues in the past, so I just wanted to make sure. So
good job checking it out, yep.
Extra 8 damage, and yeah, we're good.
Alright, she is past bloodied, facing off against the two of you. This guy is, we're just gonna say that he's out of here. Torn apart by a water wheel and 2 very angry elementals. Alright.
Is the water wheel damaged?
Is the water wheel damaged? No, this is fire giant construction, man. This is good stuff. What are you trying to say about? I'm gonna contact the union. All right.
I would say, well, his armor's also fire giant make. Maybe
So there's 2 people here giving this lady grief. So what she's gonna try to do is she's gonna try and bowl you over. So each of you have to make a strength saving throw, DC 19, or she knock you prone. Because we're dealing with some higher level fire giants here. They survived the Battle of Iron Slag. Oh, but you have advantage because you're raging. So neither of you is knocked over as she just starts like shoulder checking both of you as she drops her tools and reaches for that handy dandy greatsword. Here we go. She's making 2 attacks, 1 against each of you. This is for Thunder, and this is for Little Grandpa. Oof. A 27 for 25 and a 29 for 29.
Yep, that is.
All right, she will stand her ground because really any movement at all is probably going to provoke opportunities. So she'll just kind of stay where she's at. Maybe if anything, she'll try to move away from the gears and move to there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to this adorable little Glavenus. Okay. Would it really do that on its turn? Use its whole turn to sharpen its tail?
Oh, sorry, ignore that. I was just trying to update my damage.
Yeah, it probably would. All right. Let's see. It was like 2, or it uses its sharpening and then its spin. No, it wouldn't do this sharpening and spin. All right, those are my two options then. Speed of 30. All right, it's gonna run and dash to here. All right, that is its turn.
All right,
Gyoza, to you.
As my reaction,
Yeah.
Beast Flame.
All right. Uh, 22 is going to hit. The creature is resistant to fire.
Okay. And then for my turn, I do want to get away from those arrow slits. So I'm going to start running this direction.
Okay.
And since it's the only thing damaged, I'll Howl the Dead it.
Okay. Howl of the Dead. All right. The creature will attempt a Wisdom saving throw. It has no magic resistance or anything like that. It comes just shy of the mark. It takes 16 points of necrotic damage. All right. Anything else from Gyoza?
Oops. Misclick.
Oh, no worries.
No, that's it.
Okay. Let's see. All right. This giant is going to move right up against the arrow slit, and I guess I'll activate vision so I have a more accurate view of what they see. I can't. All right, they're going to ready a shot since they can't really get a good shot at anybody. Okay, that brings us to this guy, who is gonna move, I guess, there, and also ready in action.
Real quick, do we hear the sound of crossbows being loaded from these windows?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Big
The crank,
ballistas.
and the of like the lever being pulled back. Yeah, totally.
Industrial sized.
Mm-hmm. All right, plopping is
Plopping on the ground.
yeah. Oh no, that's right. Holding her bolts in one hand, her crossbow in the other, she throw herself on her knees, begging for mercy. Alrighty, and that is the end of the round. Stygius, to you.
Stygius would just approach, drawing his blade from the magical fire, and will just come up above, hold the blade over her head, and though unable to speak giant, can now speak in the minds of mortals, and will just relay. Call off your beasts, open the door, and you'll live.
Okay, are you willing to make this your action with persuasion or intimidation?
Sure.
Okay, give me the roll. Okay. Let me check something. All right. She looks up at you, and she says, "You're." I guess she would have to say it in your mind, right? Okay, so in your mind, she says, "You are the ones who came and killed the king. You took my home. You took everything from me."
You'll have a chance to rebuild, but this isn't the way, unless you wish to spend your new life in hell.
All right. She raises a hand, and sort of like motions towards the two creatures and starts snapping her fingers, kind of steadying herself with her two-handed sword in the other, and the two creatures respond to her immediately. All right. Anything else prestigious?
Just holding the blade at her.
Okay. She uses half her speed to stand up. And then she's going to use maneuver hounds. Up to 4 hound allies within 60 feet can use the reaction to move up to half their speed without provoking opportunity attacks. All right. So this one's going to use half of speed to stand up. And then this one that was just getting ready to sharpen its tail against this bridge and then start spinning like a murderous top, like a fucking Beyblade from hell. It looks over at its master and it begins to head across the bridge. Which I guess would really not be that far at all. These maps are so deceptive. And then she nods to you as she takes a step away as if testing you.
He
Okay.
will let her go, but makes it very obvious that he will cut her down at any moment. He's got 5 eyes on her.
Oh, she got 6 on you if you count her doggos. Anyway, Salem, to you.
Just wait till we get inside.
Yeah. Seeing as how the situation as it is, Salem's just gonna take to the air and
Okay.
just dash his way over here. Action dash to just land on the other side of her. Just flap, flap, whoop, boom. Not doing anything, just landing there
All right, fair
as,
enough.
as another possible threat if she wants to try something.
Thunder to you.
All right, we'll just maneuver around top of her to get a flank with Carrick, and we'll make our 2 attacks. First one. Reckless. Go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hit.
All right, just got to give me a strength save.
Strength save,
And a
dex
dex
save.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Fails that one.
I
So
think
she
she
goes
thinks she
prone.
failed the dex save. Nice. Or sorry, the strength save. So she's prone, takes the damage, and
And then we'll make our next attack. Dropping down on top of her after
Does
she falls over.
failing the strength save give you disadvantage on the dex save or no?
nope.
Nope.
Prone does not impact dex saves. Restrain
Okay.
does. All right, that's gonna hit as well.
All right.
All right, she's on her last legs.
All right.
Oof. There's sort of the of magic expiring, and let's see. As bonuses. Oof. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna use the bonus action to do a thing, and they're gonna do another thing, and they're gonna hold the stuff. All right. Air elemental to you.
All right. If the giant is dead, if the giant's not dead, they stay down there just messing with him. If the giant is dead, they're just gonna beeline back to Gyoza for more orders.
Okay, they beeline back to Gyoza. Alrighty. So this one is going to wait for its master before leaving. So it's going to ready a dash action, basically. Carrick, to you.
Alright, since we're flanking and this fire giant is almost had it, we're gonna keep pressing our attack.
Okay.
Recklessly, with the giant sling great.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, that is going to hit. They are prone.
You don't have to reckless if you don't want to.
I don't
Because
know.
Because he's prone now.
It's all good.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's all
fine.
good.
All right, and then
Once more.
see, we only run these a couple times a year, and then we all forget how beefy fucking giants are. How do you finish her off?
Well, apparently, Carrick's got a taste for decapitation now, so he just
And chonk.
and just off comes the head.
Alrighty. She's dunzos. Alright. Air Elemental returns to the Master. This one's waiting for their Master as well. Gyoza, to you.
Gyoza will give the air elementals orders to just stand by up in the air, like at this whatever the. Is there a ceiling here?
Yeah, this whole chamber is got a height of at least 50 feet in most places.
Okay, they're just gonna. I'm just gonna order them to like fly over here, 50 feet up, and just wait. Gyoza's going to just move around the backside of this, like yeah, and just hold the dash action in case he needs to reposition, like the doors. If the door swings out, he's gonna jump back.
Okay. Alright. I do not have the super cool doors open in directions mod for Foundry, where you can actually set them to open inward or outward, and they swing and all that craziness. But maybe someday. Maybe someday. For now, this just magically just sort of slide into the walls, I guess. I don't know.
They're artificers. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, elevator doors for sure. All right. I guess she's just gonna maintain aim and try to fire at somebody. This one's turn comes around. Not yet. This guy is gonna re-up what he did before. This one is going to stand up, and they're gonna peek out the window and see what they can see. So get rid of this. Get rid of this. Turn on vision. And they can see nothing. Arrow slits are the worst. Alright, what if you get right up on the arrow slit? Oh, there's an air elemental. She's not trained in Arcana. She don't know any better. Alright, she's going to fire her crossbow. Suspension of disbelief, please. At that.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yo. She got it. She knows she got it.
It goes right through, dragging some smoke and particle effects along with it, and she just mumbles to herself as she reaches for another bolt. All right, Stygius, back to you.
Stygius will keep the blue eye on her and move up to the doors.
Actually, they're just resistant. They're not immune.
Ooh. The early-
Oh, really? Oh, then, okay, it would have taken half damage. They probably would have gotten some damage from the... I think at that point, you probably would not have wanted them to go down there and get chopped up by that thing, but that dude was hosed anyways, so... we'll just leave him as is and keep playing. Alright, then, yeah, they take half of that damage, I guess, because the 22 would hit. Alright, so Stygius, what do you do?
He'll go to open the door, but he'll let her know in her mind. Go find the King Hekaton. Unlike me, he's forgiving. You'll have a new life.
Oh, dang. What a softy move. Alright.
We'll open the door.
The doors to this fortress are locked.
He did tell her.
Can you make the door noise sound real quick by clicking on it?
Yeah, one second.
You told her to open the door? She can't open the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. They are locked.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
he draws his blade.
She communicates to him that they're barred from the inside. She has no control over that. You're a tiny creature going through the window.
You can't even tell them to open the door.
They won't listen to me. The Dodkong is working his magics. The gates are not to be opened. You don't understand. These other giants are different. They're not even made of flesh. We had to build them these suits of armor for them to even enter the world prematurely.
Sounds familiar. They're just fools. Just because you don't know what they are doesn't mean they're better than you.
Oh, dang. You hear her brain go, oh, shit. Like, somebody just tried to drop some, like, real wisdom on her.
It's one of those like loading screen moments. Wait a second. Brain resetting. Giant.ex has failed.
Stygius sparing lives, providing free therapy. This is incredible. Hell has been done wonders for you.
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
in the tavern afterwards, like, I had a lot of time to work on myself.
Get it? Work on himself. His body's made of metal.
All right, what else you got, Stygius?
I'm just gonna go for the. Actually, this is like magical brazier. Does it seem like
Oh, this
interesting?
brazier is a continual flame. Just a big continual flame. Giant.
It's not even
edition.
a puzzle. These guys are lame.
Wow.
Kind of peek into the window with a dash.
Wow.
See, she's still there.
Yeah, she's still there.
And-
She's reloading her crossbow.
You'll say to her in her mind, "Your friend is running. You should do the same. Toss your crossbow through."
Give me your crossbow.
She laughs out loud, and then in dragon, she says, she says,
Tongue of my enemy.
"The only part of my crossbow I'll be tossing at you is this bolt."
Not a piece of crossbow.
She racks the crossbow.
There's
All right.
Not even a bolt action on that thing.
It is bolt action.
Hey, they're artificers. They do what they want. If I learned anything from artificers, it's they don't follow the fucking rules.
Bolt action crossbow.
All right.
Puns on puns.
He'll just like take one. He'll like give an eyebrow with 3 eyes, and then just do the ultimate maneuver that you cannot stop and move 5 feet out of her view.
You can't hit what you can't see.
Yeah. And that
All
is that is his
Just like
turn.
you, artificer, this is a special seeking crossbow. Oh.
I've got a right angle bolt.
Yeah, I was
hooked up
gonna
in
say
the-
she puts the barrel and it turns right angle.
Honestly, that seems like it's on brand for artificer. So the fire giant turns to you, Salem, nods, and starts to walk away. Opportunity attack.
Nope. I just
Okay.
give her a gentle pat and nod back.
All right, then I will remove these 3 from the initiative. All right, Salem, to you.
Salem's gonna walk in front of the door that Stygius so readily abandoned. Stand up on his hind legs, give a flex, and he's gonna do what he normally does when he encounters large doors and try to force it open.
You're gonna smash down these ancient stone giant fortress doors that were built to withstand dragons and giants and have stood for tens of thousands of years.
Hey, I mean, people have said that before to him.
All right, let's see that athletics check.
I think right when it's too late, Yoza will say, Salem, we should wait for our allies.
All right. Yeah, I mean, a 19 is pretty good. It'd do pretty good against most normal doors. Against this, there's just a soft thud of your arms and muscles and fists against this stone. It is like hitting a mountain. All right. Bonus action, movement.
Let's see. I got a couple things I could do. Can I banish the door? I think... You might be right, Yoza. We might have to get some of you inside to open this for me. I don't
Alright.
think I'll fit through a way. I could probably squeeze through a window. I am a cat, and we can, like, squeeze through a lot of things.
Yeah,
Let's
as
be
long as
honest.
your skull fits, right? That's
Yeah.
how it works. But now you've
Alright.
also got hordes. It
Oh, yeah.
finds and stuff, yeah. All right.
We'll see what happens. I will...
You will.
Back up slightly.
In case the doors open in your face? Yeah.
Do we see hinges on this side?
They're like built into the stone, man.
Oh, yeah, see, I doubt they're going to open this way.
Oh no. Shoot. Dang it, Discord. How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. Celebrate it. Hopefully I can get Discord back up and running, and we'll be back into it. Yeah. Had all sorts of trouble today.
They're about 8
Okay.
feet off the ground. So yeah, you just pull yourself up, no problem. We
What?
can kind of hear you.
Hello? Is it working?
Hey, we can
Oh,
hear
there
you.
we
Yeah.
go. There we
Okay,
go.
perfect. Yeah, I want to do my hype thing. So basically, I wanted to, my turn, I want to look towards the arrow slits. I'm going to look at Carrick. I'm going to look for a nod.
Oh yeah, come on,
All right.
talk to me.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to fly down to Carrick. We're going to do that thing in the Predator where we grasped our bicep forearms. I'm going to pick
Okay,
him up
yeah.
as I pump my wings heavily, and we're going to swing him around in here and directly at this giant in the arrow slit.
Oh, hype. Okay. Do you have the
Thanks.
movement to get there and then use them as an improvised weapon,
Well, I don't...
or you just kind of dash
I'm just tossing
into it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
I'll follow him with the dash. Hold on, let's see, 'cause we have speed. Yeah, I could do that with the dash, 60 feet movement. Yeah. I'll be right behind him. That would be my
All
turn,
right.
so it's all good.
All right, Sergeant Carrick Borgesh. There you are.
Um,
Oh, wait. As soon as you can see that lady sees you. Oh my gosh, she's been holding it forever. Cha-chang. She fires.
Could I take the hits before, like, swinging him in there?
Oh, like you put yourself in
Yeah, 'cause
position
this
first?
is like I'm flying in there and
yeah,
then I
sure.
toss him. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
take the hit for him.
All right, it's a 20 for 23 bludgeoning and 5 fire. I guess it'd be piercing because it's a crossbow. Wink.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. All right, now, Carrick, what will you do?
so was I my mid-flight or am I like just?
No, you're like, this is where you're starting. You start right here. You're like, you're
Okay.
kind
Mid-flight.
of
Yeah.
tumbling forward. Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I would like to continue tumbling forward, and if it's rule of cool, if it looks awesome, if I can just be like outstretched with the giant sling longsword as my own missile response to the crossbow bolt, I will gladly take whatever damage comes my way.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, let's throw like, I don't know, 4d6 on there of,
Sure.
all right, sideways dragoon damage. Let's do it.
All right. And reckless.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's going to hit.
You said 46 extra.
Yeah. All right, extra 16, and then also your zealot.
Yes.
All right, she is not knocked prone, but you kind of oof against her chest. So it's your sword, her crossbow, the two of you smash together. You get a second attack.
All right.
Uh, 19 is going to hit.
All right.
She is not knocked prone, but you kind of are like braced against the windowsill, and her like just kind of fighting it out. She is bloodied.
All right.
Okay. That brings us to air elementals hovering, waiting for commands. Gyoza.
Gyoza's gonna walk 10 feet over to Salem.
Mhm.
He's going to use a sorcerer point to twin spell Long Strider.
Okay.
At first level.
What does that do again?
You get an extra 10 feet of movement for the next hour.
Okay.
And I'll say to Salem, let's get over to the window. I can shrink you a little bit, and you might be able to squeeze through.
Will it be permanent?
No.
Eyes narrow.
Yeah. I will take you to the window.
All right. I'll use the rest of my window to hop onto Salem, I guess, then.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Let's see. She's gonna throw down her crossbow. Free action. Item interaction. Take out greatsword, and she's also gonna try to bowl you over. Give me a strength save. DC 19. Carrick.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because you were reckless, so she's gonna swing the greatsword twice. But you know, for flaves. Oh shit! All right, so a 20 for 24 and a 31 nat 20 for.
Nope, adamantine armor.
Oh shit! Okay, for
That's why I was like,
for 23 for 23.
All right, and you said I need to make a strength save.
Yep, DC 19.
That's a good purchase.
Still there.
All right, this guy is gonna be like, "Can I please use my held action that I had?" Yeah, let's check the range, bro. Let's see, 120 feet. Holy shit! All right. So Carrick, this dude right here, you can see him now, I think. It seems to be a giant wearing a very H.P. Lovecraft gimp suit. That's probably the best description I've ever given in my entire career as a dungeon master. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody got that reference.
So he sends forth, or it sends forth, a spectral hand of magenta light, and the hand is going to attempt to pass through you, stealing your soul. There you go.
Nope.
21?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, you take 15 points of necrotic, and he used a bonus action to infuse his next spell with the void. Since you were hit by a spell, you are dazed. Normally, a void giant stuns you, but stun is really shitty, so you're dazed instead. Dazed is like poor, we've talked about before, I think, in other games. It's like poor man's
Slow for one turn.
Yep, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're like slowed until this creature's next turn. Which is right now. So I guess because it held its action. So it will charge up another attack with the void, and it will attack you again. This time with these guys use a lot of magic. Ooh, this one would be fun. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Carrick, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom again.
Oh,
thank
Carrick
God.
says no. You feel the maddening thoughts of the void begin to enter your mind. But you ain't having none of that bullshit today. And you are not dominated. Yeah.
Thankfully.
Alright. That is the creature's turn. Seeing that you're pretty strong, and coming in the window, it is going to use its movement to move there. And these dudes, it's very much like a General Grievous, Darth Vader, I'm on a respirator kind of sound effects going here. As they're just sort of like taking in that air, trying to function in this essentially alien world that they have found themselves in. All right. That brings us to a plopping. All right, plopping didn't want to use the crossbow anyways. Sees there's this old man coming in the window, and she runs to attack you, but you are kind of already in there with their buddy. She can't really reach you. The pains of being a big creature. She lets out a sigh, and she's gonna keep covering the window. You hear the sound of a pump action bolt being readied for you. I don't know how crossbows work, even though I owned one as a child. All right. Boom. Yeah, Italy, they don't have any laws. It's amazing. All right. Next up, Stygius, to you.
That was pretty obvious. Like, did she do like the sound of?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Alright,
the whole
so
thing. Yeah. Like,
I'll
you
peek-
know that if you peek over, she's going to try to shoot you if she sees you.
Do you mind if I just like peek my hand out for take half cover for the shot?
Yeah, that works.
All right, sick. Half cover gives, or how much? 3/4 cover, whatever I can get. I'll take.
Yeah, sure.
I believe it's +5.
Plus
That'd
5
be
3/4. Are you doing a saving throw one, or are you doing an attack roll one? Because she'll have cover, and you'll have cover, kind of thing.
Oh, I'm not attacking. I'm just like poking, to draw out the shot, and then I'm gonna go in afterwards. You know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think she's a trade crossbowman. She'd probably wait. Yeah, if you were trading shots with her, then she would probably take the shot. But if it's just like she see you peek your little head and just hold it there forever,
He puts out his hand.
Yeah. Now, she's gonna
Kinda
take
wiggles
the
it.
shot if at any point during your turn you move into sight. Yeah, like. But if you were trading shots or peeking out to cast I need to see you, and you do a saving throw, that would be awesome. Yeah, you would get the thing.
Nah, he'll just walk in then. Fuck
Oh
it.
shit! Okay.
He'll just
all right.
like I don't give a shit. He'll just walk in.
All right. In a panic, she lets go of the shot. I
That'll-
don't think it hits.
No, that
Right?
was just clang off his armor.
All right. Fair enough. See, you had nothing to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. He'll just walk in.
Okay.
Just shake his head at her and then pull out the long blade and begin to stab. $31.
Yeah, 31 definitely hits. They have an armor class of 18.
Okay, so it's gonna be 21 points of damage. And then you make a strength saving throw.
All right. Hold on just a sec. Processing a request from earlier. There we go. All right. Strength saving throw.
What is that?
That's a cameraman.
Don't worry
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
Yeah. It can't hurt you. What are you talking about? All right. So what was the strength save for?
Knocking prone, Giant Slayer.
Oh, okay. Giant Slayer. All right. Yeah, she's knocked prone.
Cool, we'll swing again.
All right, with advantage.
20.
20's gonna hit.
Alright, that'll be for another 22 damage.
Okay. She beat up. Anything else from Stygius?
He'll say to her in Draconic, I was gonna give you another chance to back off, but you speak this tongue. You sully it and you die.
Racial tensions. All right. Salem, to you. Oh, Salem went to the restroom, right? All right. Salem's going to pick up Gyoza, and he's going to fly him over to the window. The window's pretty crowded situation, but there you are. All right. Were you readying to shrink him, or what's the...
No, I cast a spell that turn.
Okay,
I'll
so
have
this
to
is
do it on the next
this is the traffic jam situation we find ourselves in. All right, Thunder, to you.
All right, I'll go down the left lane traffic.
Okay.
How big is the window? Can I get over Carrick? Or do I have to, like, squeeze through him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just fly over. I'll get another flank with Carrick in the window, and we'll bring our spear down.
Okay. Let me cue up my
on her
16
head.
saving throws.
Yes.
Boop. Boop.
Okay, so she's not knocked prone, but she takes 2d6 damage. I'll just roll it real quick. And she takes 5 lightning, and then we'll do another attack.
All right.
All right. Right.
Okay, she is near death.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. Let's see.
That was not reckless. Should have come up.
This guy, I don't think at any point had a good shot at anybody. Nope. All right. Oh no, he would have had a shot at you right as you came in when you passed over there. So this void giant to the south is going to do a chill touch on you. You're gonna have a +2 to your AC because he's shooting around this corner. So I don't think a 16 hits. Right?
Against me, no.
All right, nice. Then its actual turn comes up, and yeah, give me a Wisdom saving throw. This creature is trying to dominate your mind.
Well, that should be pretty easy. Here's a Wisdom save. Hey, that's pretty good.
Wow,
That's the best I
okay.
could probably do.
That is enough. Yeah. Well done. All right, this one looks at the other one, and they both let out shuddering sort of. As they kind of like are, I guess, telepathically conveying, like, "Oh shit."
Their warriors have strong minds. What is this?
Yeah.
This bullshit.
That brings us to air elementals.
Probably Valda's spire.
They're just standing by near me, so they're just gonna be hovering up over here
Okay.
now.
All right, Carrick, to you.
All right, let's finish this. The giant that's in front of me, they're still standing. They weren't knocked prone, right?
Correct.
All right, reckless it is.
All right, reckless end of flank. Okay. Almost there.
All right, divine fury.
All right, how does she die?
More decapitation.
All right, with another chunk, the head goes rolling. You still have move, bonus action, and one more attack.
I do. Ooh. Yeah. So the other giant that was by the slip, they're prone now.
This one over here. Yep.
Imagine Kirk skipping over there.
All right, that gives you a flank with like 14 allies.
All right, and once more, reckless. Oh, wrong thing. Ignore that second divine fury. All right.
All right, thanks to a flank, that 17 is going to hit.
All right.
All right, they are bloodied.
They're already prone. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and having decapitated the one giant and wailing on the one that was not prone, after my second attack, I turn towards Cthulhu, Void Giant, and say, I got a lot more to dish out. You're next.
Okay. As you look at the creature, you see that there is sort of an energy or like a mist swirling inside the suit that you can see through that sort of opening in the forehead. And it seems very agitated at your words. All right, Gyoza, to you.
All right. Due to the nature of earth elementals, is the ceiling of this inner area worked stone or is it rock?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm going to say at this point, there's enough spots on the ceiling that have fallen back into the natural order of things that you could find pockets on the ceiling.
All right, thank you. Actually, can you go to secret chat for just 1 second?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. It's been a little while since I was at secret chat. Oh, there it is.
This map brought to you by an undisclosed mapmaker. I was not handed a script this time. My apologies.
Posted on the Forge, BTT.
Hosted on the Forge VTT on the Foundry. An excellent use for virtual tabletop for all your Dungeons and Dragons needs, or any other tabletop game for that matter.
If I had to guess, I think it's heroic maps for sure. They always do great maps. Anyway, I'm really worried about wisdom saves, you guys. So,
All right, Void Giants next.
Yep. Let me focus them quickly.
Right. I'm active to cast Reduce on Salem.
All right, Salem. You shrink down to a large-sized creature. All right. And you could certainly invoke all the times that I've given dragons the made-up serpentine ability and just be like, I'm going to squeeze through this window, and that's fine.
I'm a cat snake.
Yeah, I'm a cat snake dragon, and I don't have to follow them rules. Okay,
I'm
that's
a
fine.
ferret dragon. Let's go.
Oh, shit. I think there is kind of a ferret dragon.
I'm
also.
gonna get all wiggly and do the war dance.
All right, fair enough. Anything else from Gyoza?
I'll just yell back at the Earth Elementals to follow and stay out of the way. And that's it.
All right. That brings us to Well Spoken, who is quite dead. So I will just remove them from initiative. That will bring us to Egotistical, Meticulous. Wow, you get how'd you get two? Wow, good for you, bro. This Void Giant is going to... Oh, I think they're all meticulous. Nice. This Void Giant is going to look at the battlefield here. It's going to check its very limited but exciting spell list. And... yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay. Carrick. Give me a wisdom saving throw!
Okay.
Whoa!
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
It's saving throw, right?
Yeah.
I've got a thing for this, I think.
Is it the thing where you...
It is fanatical focus, I believe.
Yep.
All right, and that's once per rage. So I gotta use the new save, whatever it is.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. You once again, in a different way, felt them trying to sort of push the madness of the void into your mind, make you wear a crown of madness. But you resist. All right. Man, Carrick with a crown of madness right next to his allies. Oof, that would have been nice. All right. They're going to just sort of, just walk along the wall.
What the heck?
Like, I gotta get out of here. All right. Ploppin's up, and Ploppin ain't gonna stop. With a mighty fart, she gets to her feet.
Mary Poppins.
All right, Mary Ploppins, quality. All right, she's got an angry grandpa. She's got a Stygius. She's in view of the Void Giants. Her face is terror at this point. I'm actually gonna make her afeared. Let's see. So she is going to lash out at you, Carrick. Here we go. 2 times. These are disadvantaged because of the fear, but if you were reckless, they'd be normal attacks.
I did call reckless before.
She got that grainy film
Hit
fear.
and a miss.
All right, so a hit for 20 damage, and that is her turn. As with panicked eyes, she looks at all of you and then back at the Void Giants. Stygius.
Alright, Stygius will make his way through just her space and look around and look at the terrible outfits of these new guys. You can get
Aw.
behind fire dwarfs, but gimp suits is another thing.
Void kink shaming.
That's right.
Wow.
And he will turn around and just slash and finish off Mary Ploppins,
All
his
right.
arch enemy. Who dares attack somebody else?
Well, she'll see you in hell, because I'm pretty sure that's where Fire Giants goes. What the 9 hells.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I
25 is gonna hit. She is bloodied but not defeated yet.
strength saving throw.
All right. Here we go. Strength save. Bloop. She makes it.
Sounds good. And it was 24 damage. Not.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, got it. And he'll swing again, because he can
Alright.
do that.
Oh yeah, that is gonna hit. How do you finish her off?
As he's just kind of walking by her, he's gonna sever the tendon in the back of her knee, and as she kind of fells, he'll just kind of swing backwards with the blade to decapitate her, because it's a trend. it would
Okay.
seem.
Pulling a Carrick is what it's called.
Exactly. And as he
In the
decapitates her,
industry, yeah.
he'll look over towards these two other giants and say to them in each of their minds, "Which one of you first?" And see if either of them responds.
They do. You deliver this dope ass kill that would make Geralt of Rivia maybe make a grunt of approval, and then you see this one stare at you, and it goes. That's it.
He stares at me. Fantastic.
Yeah. He stares and he breathes.
Which one was that one? Can you ping it for me?
Egotistical.
Fantastic. Eye contact means more than most.
All right. Anything else prestigious? Otherwise, Salem, you're up.
I'll tell firstly, like that, Gil, undo this as soon as I'm through, Gyoza. And then I will cat snake my way through here.
All right. There's a little pop sound as you
Alright,
go through.
I'll drop concentration.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. As you drop concentration, something crazy happens. Salem gets slightly bigger than he was before.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa! We were told that these are magical suits of armor containing void critters because they can only use the suits to actually interact with the world. Yes?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna try to dispel magic on the suit of armor, holding this thing in the physical realm.
Okay, that's pretty dope. All right, go for it.
The egotistical one, because he was the first one I saw. Yeah. I will dispel magic. Click. A cast. At base level, at third level.
Okay. I will need a caster check because this is essentially an attack against him.
Alright, so this is just going to be a straight up charisma roll, right?
Okay. I'm going to set the difficulty at his spell level.
I don't know what
I think that, yeah, I think
That's
that's a pretty.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair way to handle it. What'd you get? What'd you get?
15.
Oof, man. Oof, that's pretty close. Man.
Succeed
Sure.
across.
I'll succeed at it. I'll take it for the team. I want to see what happens anyway.
This is for you, Gyoza. He succeeded a cost for you. Let's see. Succeeded cost combat version 3. Bloop.
Your arm pops off. Oh, great. I was targeting him.
Okay, so he was the target. All right, you hear a horrible, sickening sound as a limb bursts out from the back of the suit, like right out of the spine. This, of course, destroys the suit, which would, of course, endanger this creature's life or kill it outright.
Does his counterspell get to go off in that case?
And then I would say he does it like they're kind of happening like kind of simultaneously as they, Magic the Gathering style. We're stacking counterspells here.
Gotcha.
He does, however, before he is ripped from his suit and discorporates, he does gain the ability to teleport 10 feet straight up once per day.
That was his counterspell?
Yeah. Was gaining a permanent teleport ability.
Yeah.
All right. But by rupturing his suit like that, which, by the way, we can't just spam rupturing suits, but this is a pretty extreme effect. He is defeated. You hear another series of screams, and that horrible thing kind of claws its way out the hole in the back of the suit before disappearing, because it is just unable to survive in this reality for now. And that is the end of combat. Nobody's down, nobody's dying.
Yeah.
All right. The different parts of the city are far enough away that it would take more than a minute to go from one map to the other. So if you are trying to keep effects to last longer and you don't want me to take your initiative, speak now. Otherwise, I'm going to end combat.
I mean, my rage only lasts a minute. So...
Right. I mean, there's 2 more doors here to explore, or there's a passage that leads to another map.
I mean, there's more to explore in the immediate area. Let's
stay in initiative. Okay.
Out. Yeah.
All right.
What's up next?
I'm back. A couple things.
Red!
Red!
Yeah. So everything messed up right when you said something popped out of one of these guys. Can you show that art again, real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
And then also, Carrick, if you were in my aura, you had resistance to that lightning damage.
Yeah, each time one of these dudes' suits is destroyed, this kind of thing comes out, like oozes out of the suit, but then quickly discorporates, unable to sustain itself in this reality.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, something pops out of the suit, and then everything died. And then Carrick, you have resistance to lightning damage if you were near me during that lightning bolt that happened, I saw.
Well, how near do I have to be? Because I think it might have been right...
Within 10
we were
feet.
right next to each other. You were
there. You would have gotten it.
Okay, so I regained 6 health. Okay.
Okay, and then also, if it only lasts a minute, because I got this at level 15, it only ends if I fall unconscious or I choose to end it. Does that go past a minute, or does it still only last a minute?
You can feel like you're so fierce that it ends early. Well, yeah, but if whatever the duration of a rage is. So if the rage is 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, yeah. That's only lasts a minute. Okay, cool.
Okay. It just means that if you go around without attacking or being attacked, it won't end.
Yeah.
And specifies ends early. I think that's the...
Yeah. Okay. So then Stygius is up.
If you want to stay in combat, then I will move up to here. Is this door... You said it was not as fancy as the first, but is it barred?
It is not. It is just a big, heavy stone door. I will have to lock it until I see an appropriate amount of athletics to show that you are strong enough to open it.
I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm
Okay.
going to make an
Or some
investigation
initiative.
check. Or a religion check, whatever you think would apply. Maybe some symbolism of what could be behind this door, what the room might be.
Okay. I would say, because we're not playing Advanced 5e and there's not an engineering skill, just go with history.
Sure.
Okay. Alright, based on what you understand of sort of layouts of fortresses and things like that, the activity that you're seeing via passive investigation, blah, blah, these doors probably lead to an industrial facility.
I'll relay that to the party.
Okay.
End of my turn.
Alright. Salem, to you.
Do I see any sort of writing anywhere in here?
Yeah. You would see actual fresh paint of well, they are dwarven characters technically, but giant runes. And it says engine room.
Engine room. What could they need an engine for? As his body is no longer Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know?
Could I surmise?
Well, I mean, the fire giants are artificers, so they use machinery for all sorts of things. If it's there, it probably means it's connected to this gear, which probably means it's connected to the water wheel, so they're probably using it to generate power for something.
Perhaps we should cut off their power line from here.
That might help our distraction.
In that case, I will.
Now, those of you who are smarty pants, you know that if you did shut down the engine here, it would draw people to this area. So you know, if you wanted to pull people to where you currently are,
That's true. Maybe we should.
or you start pulling them and then you leave the area and hope that you don't leave by the same passage that people are coming to the area, or that you get out of here before their response time goes through. All things to consider.
Are there any words over there, Stygius?
Are there any words?
I would have told you with your awesome history and investigation.
Yeah.
And
no.
there's nothing up here. It's not a path or anything. It's a wall.
To the north, that actually leads to another map.
Oh,
It's a
and then
long, indoor hallway kind of thing.
gotcha. And there's obviously more ahead, and that's my turn.
Okay. All right, Thunder, to you.
All right, we'll fly over here next to the store. This is where we're going, yeah? We'll move, dash, land.
I think that's another.
That is the
Distraction.
industrious area. We are heading ahead or into the engine.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll move dash over here. And
It's probably just workers through those doors.
All right, Carrick Borgesh, to you.
All right, I'll move action dash to get over to the door.
Okay. All right, remember, you guys can hustle, which allows you to spend your entire turn just moving adjacent to an ally.
But I'd still be able to open the door free action. Or is it-
Nope, it takes your whole turn, but it allows you to move
Whole
adjacent to an action, or to an ally. Yep. For example, you would never be able to reach Salem in one turn, but if you wanted to, you could just place yourself adjacent to Salem.
Gotcha. All right.
Yep.
I will move action dash. And yeah, just waiting for the others to.
All right.
That'll end my rage if I don't.
Has it been a whole turn without you attacking or being attacked, or does the timer start now?
I think the timer starts now.
Okay, no worries. Gyoza, to you.
All right. Gyoza responds to Stygius. I think we've already got all the distraction we need. I think we should head down. If we want to destroy the engine room, I can leave a fire elemental here and tell it to destroy whatever's on the other side of that door.
Earth Elemental would be a better choice. They're a siege monster.
Yeah, something like that.
the wood nettle monsters are like, why did he bring us? We can do things.
Yeah, the poor water elementals.
The air elementals know they're alright.
All right. Okay. That brings us to Stygius.
You'll hop in, and if they're just dropping the Earth Elemental, then he'll just continue on, keeping an eye out while we're traveling through the city.
All right, Salem, to you.
I think we might, unless anyone wants to.
Yeah,
go
our
through
range
these
is going to
doors.
end anyway.
No,
yeah,
I
if
think-
you're not
yeah,
gonna, if you're not gonna open either of these doors to gauge them, then
I think it.
All right.
Yeah, consensus go north.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
our
think
range is
so.
going to
Yeah,
end next
I think
round
I
anyway.
think clobber them with an earth elemental and we'll move on.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
All right. Who would win in a fight? A fire giant engineer or an earth elemental?
But the other ones could stay underneath the ground and rend it from there.
Unless it's worked
true.
ground, in which case it couldn't.
No, it can't be summoned to work ground. It could definitely
And I thought
smash.
earth elementals could only like do the earth glide through regular.
Yeah,
earth.
but you go under and then you smash your way through siege monster style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like a graboid.
Yeah, or like Shamu kind of coming out. Or a boulet.
You're fine.
Yeah. All right. Let me switch back to exploration music. And I guess you guys will be further enough in that you will no longer hear the sounds of the battle because you're going deeper into the city. All right, let's go ahead and do a hero stack. Now to confirm, you have nothing else you want from this map before you leave?
Any chance I could take a skull?
From a giant?
I think there's lots of severed heads about, so I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really think we have the time to study these suits of armor.
Any chance we could maybe take a 10 minutes short rest? I kind of took a lot of hits to the face on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, if the Earth Elemental's attacking the place, it will signal a response.
Let's go.
Okay, all right.
I'll figure it out on the way.
All right.
Carrick, can you carry a skull for me? I can cast, just out of game, I can cast Speak with Dead at will, so we can ask questions.
Oh, I was way ahead of you. I already had a severed head bag.
Excellent.
So let's see. This map leads to. Oh shit! I mean, yeah, that's cool.
I was
All right.
Gyoza, are you using your mind to focus on any magic currently?
Not right now. I was looking at my OOC. I'm looking through my healing spells to see what would be good.
Okay.
Since I'm not sure. I guess we'll look for a place to short rest, but this looks kind of like a big hallway. That would not be a good spot for it right now.
Very well. I cannot cast magic myself, but I bought this from a vendor in Waterdeep. I could ask your aid at some point while we are raiding this place.
Okay, what are you holding?
It's a scroll of locate creature.
Aww.
And
Okay.
it'll land you like the icy bird skull if that'll help you like focus in on it.
Oh, don't forget, they said divination magic causes madness here.
I thought it was teleportation.
No, teleportation is the one that, like, shoots body horror out of your body.
What?
Yes. Alright, I'll go over it
I
again.
don't know
Teleportation will corrupt your body, divination will corrupt your mind, and then there's maybe some wiggly mind flayer people about.
Okay. Do not worry, then, Gyoza.
Oh,
I'll
squid
find him.
faces. Great.
The hard
Rude,
way.
but yes.
Okay,
Fine.
it's also rude for them to chomp on your brain, but they're still gonna do that.
Oh, technically, you're not wrong. I cannot argue with that. We're going to kill them either way.
But I take your meaning, and killing someone it costs something to be polite.
You definitely were a little bit cheerful. Were you skipping back there when
Maybe.
you chopped up? Just, it's a nice look. Usually, you're not as cheerful.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty fucked up situation. I might as well make the most of it.
Stygius is not nearly as forgiving as he was back there. I was shocked.
All right, so that we can progress quickly, I'll use a healing spirit.
Okay.
Unless we just like immediately see a place to rest, I'll use a healing spirit on Carrick.
As we go.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, let me do that. I get to cast it 6 times.
Oh,
Giddy.
It's little baby rolls each time, as a somewhat spectral fox appears, and Kitsune with 6 tails, and each tail will disappear, and you'll feel a little bit better each time.
Hey, Crash.
Mm-hmm.
While we're traveling in this little, or whatever we're doing,
Yeah.
fast travel, could I mull over a thought?
Okay.
The red crystals that we surmise are supposed to be used for fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Would I, or could I rather, put together that they are possibly very volatile and possibly explosive? Or are they more of a magical nature and less?
Oh yeah, they're alchemical. They get refined down into a
Okay.
into
All
a
right.
fuel. Oh, no worries.
I was thinking of an idea, and I just needed to know if we knew whether or not it would be viable. Cool.
Alright. Preload this new scene and activate. So, up ahead, you see the glowing, highlights of two void giants. They are standing in front of two very sturdy stone doors that seem to be reinforced with bands of iron. And they seem to be very reinforced. They have not spotted you yet, as these suits make it very hard for them to see. They have a very bad perception, which is why they're posted as guards everywhere.
What? What?
Listen. It's more fun that way. All right. So yeah, you guys. I'm gonna say that you're off map essentially, but you see them off in the distance, standing in front of these doors. And when they are not moving, you could just kind of see them breathing. That's about the only movement that they do. All right, so your guys' play. How do you want to proceed? You could continue on this map, or you could head back the way you came, but you have not been spotted yet.
Salem, just use the same magic you did before. Rend them from their suits.
Right. It's strange that you would be giving me suggestions, but I suppose this is a new you. And he kind of scratches at the stupid mark that he hasn't been able to get rid of yet. That I know of.
Hey, does anyone have any, visibility magic? I mean, Thunder and I can rush up and, we each grab one and just, clobber them together.
I only have so many uses of that as well. Oh, wait, actually, never mind. As long as we keep taking breaks, I can constantly do this. We're fine. Alright.
Warlock!
Can I?
Real quick,
Yeah, I
is
know,
this
right?
a flamethrower or is this a sconce? A wall sconce?
That is a very aggressive sconce with a continual flame.
Flamethrower, sir.
I mean, I have a blue flamethrower if you'd like me to bring it out. But
Okay, yeah,
Maybe later.
we're 65 feet
Just
away. And they
I'm
are.
looking at that and
Wow.
that could
They
be a
got
trap or it could
Stupid.
be a
All right,
lantern.
cool. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
oh, you're gonna do that? You just as an opener? You're gonna?
Yeah. Well, we're way out of here, and it's got a 120-foot range, and these guys
Okay,
haven't
yeah.
freaking noticed us.
All right.
I'm gonna use the warlock slot for it. One of them.
Okay. The DC. You may want to consider this because you got a 15 before and it has exceeded a cost. So the DC is definitely a 16 or higher.
Right. Well,
Which
I only have my highest level is 4,
Yeah.
so I'm
So
gonna have to roll either way.
Okay.
If you're exhausted, it will be a disadvantage.
Because this is an ability check, and yeah, so it's gonna be tricky. You're trying to hit a 16 or higher.
Well, Stygius, you're the one who told me to try.
Actually, that was me.
Improved.
Oh wait, yeah, you're looking really exhausted. I don't think that's good for us. That's probably worth a 5th level spell slot to get rid of.
Okay. So you use Greater Restoration on them, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Restoration.
Whoa.
Never mind. I feel fine.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
All right.
you, Gyoza.
That'll be fine. My diamond dust that I used up for that. Don't maybe do that again.
I'll try. Alright, so I'm still gonna cast a spell, and this time do it normally.
For anybody out there who thinks they're clever and they're like, why are diamonds worth money in D&D? The only reason diamonds are worth money in real life is because of like scams and like artificially inflated values and the terrible like capitalism, blah blah. In Dungeons and Dragons, diamonds are the calcified bones of dead gods. That's why they're worth so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might not be the official lore, but that's what I'm going with. So,
Charisma check.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
the wizard De Beers told me that we were worth a lot of money. So.
the spell slot's worth more than 100 gold for this.
All right. You with an 18. This guy screams and disappears. The other one,
he's like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, the other one looks over at the empty suit. Like it's very like droid from like Star Wars kind of thing. Like it very slow, yeah, like very slowly turns and like very slowly looks down at him and like kind of like cocks its head to the side, like the fuck.
Save your magic. Let's rush the last one.
Yeah, we're gonna roll into initiative.
Yeah.
And you guys have surprise round.
Sweet. So instead of 2, we only have to fight 1.
Do we get surprised when Castigius yells in his mind behind you?
I mean, if that makes you feel better, yes. Yeah,
How
he uses a surprise round to look around.
At the wall. What's happening?
These poor guys. These are astronauts, okay? These are astronauts. They're exploring an alien world, and you're making things really hard for them. All right, and I'll remove this other elemental since they share a turn.
Poor guy's
Alright,
gonna get
let's
2
go with that.
All right,
18.
if you guys can't take this dude out in 2 full turns, I don't know what to tell you.
Carrick is at 18.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Carrick's at 18.
Yeah. Or I roll with advantage on initiative.
All right. In that case, Carrick, you don't go first. Gyoza, to you.
I'm immediately going after the first one explodes. I'm ordering the air elementals to throw us at the other one.
Oh, okay.
Who's us?
Everyone that's not riding on Salem.
Carrick, you're up.
Is nobody? Is anybody riding on me right now?
And for my action, I'm going to hold Produce Flame.
Okay, so you ordered the, but they won't throw until their turn. Okay. I'm just gonna run up and I'm going to. I'm gonna recklessly throw my giant slave love sword.
Yes!
Great sword.
The yeet has returned.
All right, it's an improvised weapon, but it will keep its properties. So give me that improvised attack with advantage, because this is the first attack against a surprised opponent. Oh, teasing! It was teasing. Oh man. All right. That is gonna hit. And he's got to make that save. Oh shit. He makes it. With a 24. All right, and the sword kind of, slashes against him and then thunks stone into the wall right here.
All right.
All right.
Extra attack. I'm gonna pull out a hand axe and throw that.
Okay. These suits do not seem to have any sort of resistance to non-magical attacks, from what you could tell. Though you imagine after seeing the creatures beneath, that those creatures, if they were able to manifest, would most assuredly need magical weapons to hit them. Alright. Couple of light hits, and that is it. The creature is technically aware of you, but still in the surprise round. Stygius, to you.
Hey, Crash, quick question. Can
Yeah.
you hold an action to wild shape?
As long as you do use an action to do it, not a bonus action, because you can't technically hold bonus actions. But
Right.
yeah, as
Okay.
a moon druid, you could do both bonus or
Right.
yeah. So yeah, you could do that. You could do a bonus action on your turn and then hold your wild shape for later.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit where I am because the elementals are gonna move me. You know, just
Okay.
pop up.
All right.
Yeah, while I
Okay.
couldn't talk earlier, I saw the blessing of Tiamat. Whoa, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
I checked. I don't know what was different about it from everybody else's because nobody else was having that issue.
Like
But
96
Because T-Mat's a
attack
dirty
rolls.
cheater.
it was
Crash.
hilarious. It was hilarious though.
Crash. I'm just special.
All right. Anything? Yeah. So bam, bam, bam. You kind of knock it back against the wall in the corner. And the creature is just breathing raggedly. It's like you're beating up a kid on the playground and he can't get to his inhaler. So
That's
memory.
it.
All right. Air elementals. They rush forward.
That's held action.
All right. As you get within range, but not too close, you do produce flame. These suits don't seem to render them with any resistance to fire.
All right. They're going to
He is bloodied.
chunk and get back. They're not actually going to get in melee with it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And then, I don't know, Yoza will land somewhere.
All right, sounds good. Salem, to you.
Yeah, Punk looks like he's being all sorts of jacked up, right?
Yeah, huh?
How far away is he? 65. Oof, I'm just out of reach. All right, so I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna.
Even with Long Strider?
Oh, you're right. With Long Strider. Hey, yo, I'm just gonna flat, bam, sucker. I would like to attempt to. Essentially just like pummel him into the ground. I want to make him prone. I would like to use my action to attempt to wrestle him to the ground.
Oh, okay. I mean, just because he's wearing a gimp suit, don't make him a gimp. But he is not trained in athletics, though. He is very strong. Here we go. Ooh.
Here we go. I'm not trained in athletics either.
Okay, just two strong boys that don't 100% know what they're doing. Oh.
Perfect.
And that's, yeah, the slap fight commences. You get up on your hind legs and start cat slapping him, and he, with his like herky-jerky marionette movements, is slapping back at you.
Oh, that was great. That's my action. I'm not gonna, that's just too good.
I love how the Cloud Maiden adventure, there's all this buildup about how spooky the void was going to be, and then
And it turns into a cat.
and then these
fight.
assholes show up. All right, Thunder, to you.
Finish him, brother.
I'll fly up and try and get him. I'll try and get him in the shoulder with my spear.
These are the heroes that are meant to save the world.
In this timeline, yes.
There are much cooler timelines.
17?
It is not this one.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll
I said
like
much
14
cooler. This
shit.
Oh,
one's
fair.
cool.
Fair. Thunder's Great Spear definitely hits.
Okay. Strength save.
Here's your 400 different saving
No,
throws.
it's not a dex save, just a strike save. I'm not raging. yet.
Oh,
It
okay.
still has to make a strike save.
Oh, it does. Okay.
All right. Dang it. Okay. And then
Yeah.
let's do a second
How I
attack.
felt before.
Well, he threw out the dex save. He didn't need to. Here's the other one. Attack. Okay.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
2 hits, and that'll be it.
All right. The creature is surprised by this vicious beatdown that's happening to it. Kyoza, to you.
All right, I'm gonna move over here and
Oh, yeah, those of you with decent investigation or perception that also speak giant, which I think at this point is all of you, maybe?
Yeah, we all.
Most of
Oh,
us.
everybody
Oh.
except
Most of us, yeah.
I wouldn't
All right.
bother learning that disgusting.
Yeah.
All right.
Stygius doesn't speak giant.
Anyways, you see over here on the wall, written in giant runes, is military ward, or sorry, military district.
Oh, if it's writing, I can understand it. Come on.
Oh, right, because your thing. Yep. So it says military district on the wall right here.
That. Oh dear.
All right, Gyoza. What did you do on your turn?
All right. Well, I don't want a meta game, so I'm gonna make him do a saving throw
Okay.
with Howl the Dead.
All right. Okay. Wolf cries go off. Tries to make the wisdom save. He does. Just barely.
Did something interesting happen? Did anyone make them do a saving throw yet?
Oh, you're right. This is it. Thank you for telling me. Take DM inspiration.
All right.
You will need it.
When this creature succeeds at a saving throw against an enemy effect, they don't suffer the effects of the spell. Instead, they get juiced up.
Oh shit.
All right. You see that this guy is basically thrumming with power.
Wait, is it just on spells or any saving throw they have to do?
Magical saving throws, spell
Okay.
saves, specifically
Okay.
spell. They feed on magic.
Okay. Because it's
Yeah.
like, well, I'm wielding a magic sword.
Because currently they have no actual bodies, so they're basically just magic manifested. All right. That brings us to Sergeant Carrick Borgesh. Unless you have something else for us, Gozer.
Nope.
All right.
All right. Well, can I occupy the same space as Salem? Without.
Yeah, he is a
incurring
huge creature,
disadvantage?
so yep, you just treat him as
Okay.
difficult terrain.
I couldn't remember his size.
No worries.
All right. Gonna go over. Remove the sword from the wall. Shoot. And
Yeah.
I'm going to. Oh, Gios is providing flank, so
Yep,
we're just
Gyoza
gonna.
and Thunder are giving you a flank. You are good to
All
go.
right. Here we go.
We're about to do an X cut here.
Oh, very nice. Mercer's trying to move towards that in Series 3. He wants them to start
Like
doing
combo
attacks.
attacks?
Yeah, well, there's 7 fucking players. They might as well do it. I mean,
Now,
yeah. All right, that is going to
Breaker.
hit. It's on its last legs.
And it goes
Says a
down.
handsome Floridian. All right, and it falls down, and then.
I go for the head.
All right,
Yeah.
how do you finish it? Oh, you go for the head. All right, you chop the headpiece off of the mask, off of the suit, and out of the hole that is made, you see this kind of pudding of like magenta and purple and blue energy kind of spill out. It forms into a vaguely humanoid blob of empty cowls and grasping hands before dissipating.
Space pudding.
Damn. Stygius, I don't think you can speak with them with that.
Yeah, they only leave an empty suit behind. All right, and that is it.
And I'm not actually raging it, just for a reason the effect is still there.
Oh yeah, I could take care of that. Don't worry.
I wouldn't want to speak with them. They're fools.
Now that the suit's on the ground and this one's kind of mostly intact, can we like investigate it? Is there like a more mundane means of taking it off or separating it from them, or is it like welded shut, like magically?
Yeah. So as you start examining it, you do see that it has sort of a mithril underweave. It's very lightweight. It is providing an armor class of 14. It is magical. To a certain extent, but not like it's not so much magical for protection, but it's sort of magical for containment. You imagine that if this suit was worn by, I don't know, a non-gaseous person, it would still provide them some serious benefits against gas-based attacks. It's like Green Dragon Breath Weapon, Cloud Kill, things like that. The suit does seem to be relatively seamless. The breathing mechanism. You're not 100. You don't know how that works.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah. But yeah, it does seem to be a relatively seamless suit. They must essentially pour the people in or pump the people into the suit. There's no like zippers or buckles or anything like that.
Okay.
It's like a cake icing machine and suit. Whoop, there's one. There's another.
Yeah, kind of. They're like cream puffs.
All right, are we going this way?
Alien cream puffs.
Well, hold on a second.
Oh.
That says military district. Hold on.
Okay.
Here's
We
the
could be walking into a lot of these guys.
we could be,
Yeah.
but it could also, if they were drawn away,
And most
towards
of their
more of the
forces,
fighting.
most of their forces should be in the
Joseph,
front.
you pull out Doctor Who and have him, look around. We open the door a bit.
Now, more than likely, if they do need to pull reinforcements to check out, say, a faulty engine room, they could pull from here, or they could pull from whatever was behind that industrial door.
Is
Could
this
I
That's
investigate
something.
or-
That's something I could do, or we could wait in this corner, take a short rest, and ambush whatever comes through.
All right, you guys would be rolling the dice, basically. Do you think that they'd be getting reinforcements from the industrial quarter, or do you think they'd be getting reinforcements from the military quarter? But if you want to...
If it's
catch
an
your breath.
engineering issue, it would probably be from the industrial quarter, not from the military quarter, because all the smart people are in the industrial quarter. And if something's
Yeah, but
broken,
it
they will
depends
fix
on
it.
the nature of the alert, whether it's an attack or whether it's a
I mean,
fucking fire alarm.
a random earth elemental that maybe killed a few of their people.
We are at war. Can I make an investigation check to see if there's been a lot of traffic through here? If they come through this corridor and lot, or are these two dopes just stuck here? Just to be
Oh
stuck
yeah,
here?
no. Despite the condition of everything being like ancient and beat up, there's definitely a lot of foot traffic down this hallway. This is a thoroughfare for sure.
Stygius will relay that and kind of gesture the corner that Gyoz is in. But as we hide there, we don't even need to ambush them. This was a really long corridor.
I just want to let you all know, just in case you've forgotten, I am a beacon.
I can just turn you invisible.
That is entirely up to you, then. How long does it last?
An hour.
Oh, wonderful. Why don't you do
Well,
that, then?
We just need 10 minutes if we're gonna,
Yes, but I'm more worried about it only lasting for 1 minute out of those 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Right.
we'll get some sack time.
Let me
Carrick.
sneak into this corner.
Don't mean to tell you this, but you don't look like the most covert of individuals. Do you mind to be going invisible as well?
Sure. If you've got the magic for it, go ahead.
Yes, I can do 1, 2, 3. Right. I'll do 4.
I can. If this broken floor is big enough, I can become an earth elemental and just rest in the floor.
Yeah, sure.
Very well.
I mean,
Stygius-
keep in mind, as an earth elemental, you could literally just tear up chunks of the floor, tiles,
yeah.
to get to the unworked stone beneath. Yeah.
Okay.
What about these
That also
bodies?
might
Surely
draw
they will raise
attention.
alarm if they see these bodies unattended.
What do you expect us to do?
Hide them?
How?
I mean, it's laundry. You just fold it up.
If what? It's true.
Wow. Reduced to laundry. These immeasurable beings of the
Well,
void.
that's what you did when you cast the dispel spell.
So when you're large enough to carry them, they'll go invisible with you.
Oh, actually, that's not... Alright, fine. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can remember how to fold clothes.
Okay.
Surely this is a
Well,
burden you can bear.
this
for
isn't advanced 5e, so you do not have to roll your home economics skill check. So,
I gather them up, roll them into the tightest balls that I can.
oof.
Like, when you get home, take off a shirt and throw it into the pile.
Sure. Okay, give me a sleight of hand check for folding Eldritch Laundry.
Sweet. I was
Okay.
hoping for a check.
And I'll be turning everyone in except for Gyoza invisible whenever we need to.
Oh,
stealth.
wow. You are very good at folding laundry. Do you fold your own laundry back at Golden Fields? Is that...
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. You guys see, this is some
Ah,
tight,
no one
this is a
does it
tight roll
So
right
much
there. That's...
chaos. No one does my laundry right. So much chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us. Salem's complaining about the whole laundry thing, but by the time he's done complaining, both of them are like folded up, super tight, neat, crisp in his hands as he's walking over back.
Okay.
Who's complaining? What?
I can't find my. Oh wait, no, I found it.
Okay. Just the cutest earth elemental.
I mean, look at that smile.
You know, he's always so happy.
He's just having fun being an earth elemental.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
So I got these clothes, and I'm invisible.
Mhm. Okay.
And we're taking a
I will
short
roll
rest?
for a patrol. The number is very low because of the distractions you created in other areas. And you were correct. They would be investigating the broken engine from the industrial district.
Do we go ahead and roll our short rest now?
You successfully get a short rest. Go for it.
Sweet. Take a rest.
Whoops, I did that prematurely then.
It wouldn't be a new day?
No.
No, rest. Salem takes a short rest. Did I actually get my stuff back, though? I did. Cool. Well, I got my packed magic back, which is fine, because that's really what I need.
Still on my second win. All right.
One hit dice, and I'm good. Well, it would only be D minus. I'm still good after the one hit dice.
Rolling D10 for the air elementals resting.
Yep, because they are large creatures.
Stygius hasn't been touched, and I would regain all my spell slots, so I'm back at peak efficiency.
I know a certain gnome who would argue she touched your heart.
Huh.
Just
I'm
saying.
gonna stab through her heart in about 5 minutes or so.
I can't remember what I...
Now, we are close to midnight, but we had a late start. Are you guys okay with going a little bit longer?
Yes, but that's only my opinion.
I'm good with it.
That's 2,
Yep.
3, 4.
Wait, hold on. I heard the third is said. Where's the fourth?
Stygius nodded very quietly.
Here, I'll just throw up a poll.
Ha. Right, we're waiting on Gyoza, I think.
Okay.
No, I already voted.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
No one baby except Scribbles. All right, that's good.
Oh, the cheese cops are coming and knocking.
Actually, they've fallen out of the habit because the new house, the move and everything, it messed them up so bad. All the routines got ruined. So they don't. Yeah, I hope they're not listening to this podcast, but they don't. They don't know about that they forgot the cheese routine. I don't want.
I don't know whether
no
that's
one's
a
allowed
good
to.
thing or a bad thing.
It's good. This is a townhouse with like many floors, so they've all like lost a shitload of weight. Like they got the slimmest like show quality dogs now, and they don't
Nice.
eat a cheese stick every night, and they don't scream at me every night. It's been really nice. It's been really nice.
Oh boy, I have no idea what changes I'm facing with the new place. Because we got an offer on the house we're in, so we're moving
Oh,
forward.
wait. Can I even roll hit dice if I'm an earth elemental for my human form?
Ooh, damn. I would say yes. Burn your hit dice, but they apply to your human form and not your elemental form.
All right. Thank you.
So, not to fanboy, but Advanced 5e, the way they handle wild shapes is kind of a middle ground between Giphy and Raw 5e. Like, so they give you temp HP instead of separate HP, which I know is silly, but it's still like a step in the right direction balance-wise, because then at least you're not getting a bunch of fake XP and then getting a bunch of more fake XP from somebody else giving you temp HP. But by qualifying the wild shape HP as temp HP, it at least shuts down some of the OP-ness of the early game wild shaping, which I thought was a pretty neat decision. So, very impressed by the system overall. Don't know if I have the energy to read 1,600 pages of rules, though. No.
One thing at a time.
I wish there was a job that you could hire someone to read to you, you know?
I mean, if you want to pay me, I'll read to you. I don't care.
I was about to say, I saw an ad on Craigslist. This guy Lester said he'd come and sit by my bed every night and read me stories.
Oh God!
At my back.
I don't.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
why I buy audiobooks.
Yeah, said I don't even have to pay him. So.
Your
Okay.
friendship is payment.
All right. You're red, so many red flags there.
I guess, yeah.
Do it. I'll work-
Reviews
I'll
weren't great. Reviews weren't great. One of them said call the cops, so I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Anyways, back to the game. This break brought to you by Craigslist and Advanced 5e. Level up your 5e
Wow.
experience. Neither of those services are sponsoring us in any way. All
Nor
right.
are they connected. I hope.
Okay. You stand before the reinforced stone doors that lead to the military district.
I mean, if most of us are invisible, we can just open the door, crack, and slip out.
Well, here's the question: is the lock on this side or that side?
This is a lock that can be accessed by people who pick locks, if you have such an individual.
Well,
Not me.
Did those people come through? Did I miss that?
I mean, we had one for Iron Slag, I think. The Waterdeep sent like one of their agents, Eyes and Ears, I think it was.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
this
He didn't die. He's just on different assignments.
No, eyes and ears. Didn't they bite the dust from the beholder?
Oh.
Did the patrol come
No,
through?
you talking about the Cloud Maiden?
No, that
thing?
was-
Mr. Small.
Yeah, Mr. Small was another
Oh.
rogue that joined your party. Yeah, Eyes and Ears did what they needed to do, and then they went off to other missions. But then, yeah, Mr. Small's got disintegrated by the beholder. Yeah, you're right.
No, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all rogues look alike. Just it's been a while since we played.
Fair. I mean, one was an android, and one was a Goliath. So, I wonder how Goliaths feel hanging out with stone giants. They're kind of like the halfling version of a stone giant, if you think about it.
Easy with the short jokes, buddy.
All right.
Whoa.
So if you don't have a means by which to open this locked door, then you must muscle your way through, which will be loud and rowdy. Or bypass it via teleportation magic. I have these Warhammer flesh warping tables ready to go.
yeah, let's
don't-
do it.
I don't know if I
No.
got.
Oh no, okay.
Did a patrol of them come through?
No, we're fine.
You guys pick the right hallway. The reinforcements for the broken engine would have come from the industrial district.
Would
Oh,
you
alright,
like me
okay.
to attempt to open this door?
We got
And
this.
your chance of getting a patrol was super duper low because you had distractions in other parts of the city as well for initially asking Hekaton to set up distractions opposite of where you're entering the city.
We
No
got
problem.
this. So Thunder will jam his great spear, and then he'll offer to Carrick, and we'll kind of just open it.
Oh, okay, you two
All
got
right,
it. That's
all
fine.
right. Muscle bros, let's see it.
All right. What do you want us to roll? Athletics or weapon attacks?
It is athletics.
Hey, Salem, while they open that door, let's open the other one.
What other one?
It's a double door.
I think they're trying to pry it just together.
Oh, yeah, 21 ain't gonna cut it. Ain't gonna cut it. This is a ancient stone giant fortified door on a military district with a lock on it.
Why don't you just go home then?
No,
Aw.
it's fine. No, don't give up so easily. I will
That's-
attempt to try, if that's cool.
Okay.
Sure, but won't it be diminishing now?
What? Do you knock or something?
I mean,
What?
you guys could just try breaking the doors now if you wanted to.
I mean, that's about to come next at this rate.
Yeah, here. First, I'll see if I can't just, muscle it open. And then I'll just
Okay.
blow it apart.
Okay.
This will be the last chance that it will be at disadvantage. So if you and the Earth Elemental work together, it'll just be a regular
Oh.
attempt.
Come on, Gyoza. Let's try this.
What's your strength modifier?
+8.
Okay. Go.
Well, that's more than my +5.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm big.
That's what she said.
What's amazing about Salem is despite having such a strength score, they still use their 1 or 2 damage Eldritch Blast.
Oh wait, I'm proficient in athletics. That
Well,
actually makes
oh my!
broke his back.
I
Oh my
rolled a
God.
1. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
All
Nope,
right.
these doors are closed tight.
With a frustrated yowl, you get your claw stuck in the crack of the door. It hurts real bad.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Now you can try smashing or some other means of opening the door.
Would you like me to just shatter it? This might work. Oh, it's a creature. I don't know if this works on doors. It's not a siege spell.
Oh,
All
wait.
right, I'm gonna.
Wait, as an
Let
Earth
me-
Elemental, don't you do siege damage
Mhm.
against structures?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
knock on the door really hard.
Or you could go underneath it and come back up to their side.
Yeah,
You already
it's
made a
probably-
hole, right?
It's probably
On this
locked
side.
on the other side, so I'd rather just beat it in from this side.
Right, but what I think what might be an idea is if you could go under, maybe you could find a place to pop out and take a peek before we go
Yeah,
crashing
sure.
through the door.
I'll do that just to see what's on the other side.
Okay.
I'll dig under the door.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Give me a stealth check, please.
Oh God!
All right. I believe that's just a straight dexterity check, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My -1.
Okay, pretty stealthy. As you come under, you immediately draw the attention of some of the local denizens. Even though you are under the ground, they have very good senses. They are coming over to investigate the strange thing. This one reaches out to you with its mind and says, "What are you? Are you an intruder?"
I'll not.
Well, this isn't the right turn to Albuquerque.
No.
I'll attempt to not respond, and I'm gonna go back.
You'll
I'm asking
just
you a
talk very
question.
loudly in your brain.
Hello. Hello.
Beep. Line has been disconnected.
All right, and you just go back under the ground. Okay.
I have tremor sense up to 60 feet.
Mhm.
Could I have seen the next one, or was I only able to see the first
Yeah,
one?
you
I should have
knew that
measured.
there were two. You knew there were two.
All right,
You can actually hear them on the other side of the door.
all right. I'm gonna just signal that there's two on the other side of the door, and I'm gonna get ready to smash it down. I'm gonna really telegraph it so everyone's getting ready.
Crash.
Mhm.
Being that you told me to make Salem what he is, would I have the multi-attack of it, or no?
Oh, that's a great question. Sure.
Cool. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm gonna as soon as everyone gets ready, I'm gonna siege monster slam it.
Salem is just gonna get ready to like blast through the open doors at the first one he sees.
All right. So what we will do is, Gyoza, you may make an attack. If it's enough, we'll start combat. If not, it will likely attract the attention of more guardians, and you'll try again, and rinse and repeat until it's enough damage to bust open the door.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that's beefy. It's beefy. All right. It is not enough to bust down the stone doors, but it does start cracking them to pieces.
Okay. Multi-attack. All right. So 36 and 38.
All right. So we'll start in the second attempt, and I'll try to get everybody into combat. I'm gonna get rid of these suits.
Carrick, Thunder, and Salem, I believe, are invisible.
If it hasn't been an hour yet, then yes.
So we're gonna get rid of.
At approximately 15 minutes.
We're gonna get rid of this guy. We're gonna get rid
What
of.
sort? Is it greater
this
invisibility?
No.
Okay.
Greater invisibility is 5th level. I can only target one person.
Guy. This guy, you give him a candy bar, and he's like, only snack size.
Mm-hmm.
Should we roll initiative or no?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody should.
Holy crap! Look at that. Let's go, Salem. Let's go, Stygius. We're just like, oh, we're ready to beat up some people.
Okay, let's
I'm
roll it.
technically 23.20.
Screw it. Who cares? I
but-
mean, we're both 20. I see 23.14 on both of us, but then that
All right.
freaking air elemental's like
16.14.
25.
All right, what do you got? 15?
16.14 for
Oh, okay.
Freaking air elemental's like, you guys think you're ready?
Alrighty, we're gonna begin some combat.
Is that same? Oh, most. Okay. Oh no, it's these things.
Man.
Fuck.
you a high level person, and you need some stuff protected. You hire the best.
I remember these.
No person can play in a campaign that I run that will ever go past 10th level and not run into these guys.
Like freaking God, how many campaigns have these been in that I've been in with you?
Every campaign.
I think they have been.
One of the best monsters in D&D, easily.
Oh
one of the best monsters in D&D, and they're Yogoloth, so they work for anyone.
I'm pretty sure.
You guys can hire these things.
Yeah. But also one of these things almost killed old man Bell.
Yeah, they are pretty nasty if they get a hold of you. All right, Air Elemental, start us off.
Yeah.
Their orders are just to follow us, to be ready to provide transportation. So they're gonna hang out.
All right. Oh, here we go. Bop, bop, bop. There we go. Salem, to you.
Oh snap! Doors open.
Yep, they're smashed down to rubble, and you see, hairless dogs, with horrible bones and spines. They have no eyes. Instead, they have sort of a fleshy, brain-like sac on the front of their snout. The inside of their mouth has several rows of razor-sharp teeth, and you see a long, prehensile tongue slowly snake out and begin to whip around, making lashing sounds, snapping and cracking in the air.
All right.
I think we saw a dead one of these in the boat, in the Kraken boat.
Oh, maybe I will. Do
I
this.
thought we saw a live one of those because
I did say I was gonna. What the hell? Space in the back of this place? Actually,
yeah. Salem, as you walk into the room,
yeah. I just I'm gonna move right here. I
you
covered
see
this thing.
3 massive 15-foot diameter. Yeah, that sounds right.
Big.
Yeah, spheres of just glowing energy.
It's beautiful, and it looks powerful. Salem.
All right, don't touch it.
But for starters, look at this cute little Kataloth number 2. It'd be real bad if someone yeeted him at his friend, wouldn't it? I
All right.
I
It
would-
says to you with its telepathy. You don't need to yeet me. You just need to leave.
I will respond with my own telepathy and say, you know what yeet rhymes with? Eat. And I'm gonna multi-attack him.
All right.
You gonna bite him?
It's a bite and 2 claws.
All right. Go for it.
Do you benefit
Yeah.
from invisibility against these creatures?
Oh yeah. That's
They
right.
have true sight.
Then
So-
don't worry
so-
about it.
Yeah, so I come out of invisibility as I
Alright.
chomp down on this dude.
Okay.
And then
Uh,
a
yeah.
claw.
You chomp down on them. They have very acidic blood.
And then another claw.
The blood doesn't burn you, but it's a little more spicy than you were anticipating.
Mmm, caliente. So a 29, a 28, and an 18
All right.
for a total of 25 plus 9, 34.
All right. The creature, the creature is savaged by your attacks. And in your mind it says, "Oh, you're some sort of dragon. You should probably leave."
Why?
Drag-
Because giants don't like dragons?
The last dragon that made its way in here ended up supper.
I'm not a dragon. I'm a god king. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Stygius, to you.
Stygius walk in, see these Yugoloths. And before he does anything, he knows he's invisible, but he probably knows these things because he's from hell at the moment, you know.
Okay. I mean, there's so many of these things out there working. I'm gonna give it a 1 in 1,000 chance that you've actually worked with this guy before. Hold
Yeah, yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
All right, because they get around. All right, here we go. RNGesus, what do we got? Oh my God! All right, you know what? You know what? We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Wow.
Dead.
That was
This
a
guy
two
goes.
1000.
This guy's like,
It was a
hey,
two.
don't I know you? Aren't you? Oh yeah, you're Arcanum the Cruel or whatever, right? You're the with the hand. You had the hand of Vector for a little while.
Publicized. No, I'm Stygius. Aren't you? What are you? They are Canaloths.
Arcana lost? No, man. No.
Insult!
Oh, Canoloths. That's
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Ted, right?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the one that you can say without going insane. So yeah. It's
Right. Well, you know I'm good for it.
Yeah, but you know I'm on the clock. I'm under contract right now. So yeah, I'm protecting these 3 orbs. You see, if these 3 orbs are destroyed, then the defensive barriers protecting the Dodkong fall down, and then people can get in there and stop them from opening the void or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
you understand
teammates-
why I have to do everything I can to stop you. So, but it's really nice running into you at work like this.
Wish it mutual.
hmm
But
Wait, what?
Teammate's good for it. I'll offer you a contract, devil to devil. I'll pay you triple.
See, but Yugoloth is their word. You know, if we go out on a contract that we affects the whole species. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Life is long. I'll get more money. It's not about the money. It's about building trust. Then to use the trust to get souls. You know, money doesn't mean nothing.
You're always an idiot, Ted.
It's okay. If you kill me first, I get to go home.
If I kill you first, you're going to my home.
I mean, that works too. I got some gigs in Vertus lined up. That's fine. You don't understand. This 5th age of magic, we're working all the time, man. All the time.
Boy, do I know it.
Let's see. These guys come in at a 16 AC. So 17 is going to hit. 15 is going to be just shy. 20 is going to hit.
All right.
All right. And you blast him, and he says, All right. We're doing it. That's right. Remember, take me out quick. I got other stuff I want to do. This has been boring. All right. Probabilistic. Is that really probabilistic? Probabilistic? I don't know.
Probabilistic.
Probabilistic.
It's
Yeah, if it's
probabilistic.
probability,
It's probabilistic.
What does that even mean?
It's basically what Carrick said. It's based on probability.
Okay, well,
It's
she
probably
probably
ballistic.
coming out to kick your ass. All right, goes to you.
Actually, I'm just after Thunder due to the discrepancy between Earth Elemental and Gyoza's.
Oh, okay. What was your initiative supposed to be? I'll update it.
Should be 13.08.
1-4? Oh, okay. I fixed it. All right. Sorry, Sergeant Carrick Borgesh, you are up.
Alrighty.
You just saw Stygius and this creature sort of stare at each other. And then this creature kind of bobbed its head a lot, and then Stygius rolled probably all 5 of his eyes.
What are you guys having, a Loris quarrel? And he's gonna rush and he's gonna knock this guy. Fuck it. Let's rage again. Bonus action rage.
In your head, you hear, "Oh, nice, Grandpa. Yeah, use those resources. That always looks good. Looks good on the job report."
Reckless, and we're swapping out the Giant Slayer Greatsword for the Defender group.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Now, when you're using the Defender, how much are you putting into attack, and how much?
I'm putting all of it into attack.
Okay, just checking.
No, that's a fair question.
All right, those are gonna hit. It takes full damage from radiant and magical weapons.
And once more with the Defender.
Oh yeah, that is another beef-ass hit. He is bloodied. Okay. Anything else from Borgesh? Otherwise, Thunder.
You know what? Let's keep this party going. I got my my action search back on that short list. Let's burn it and keep hitting.
Okay. Oof. That's nice. Okay. Oh, damn. All right. How does he die?
You even have to ask. I cut its fucking head off.
All right. As the head falls off, you see the brain pouch pulse, and it says, "Talk to you later, Stygius." And then its body spasms and bursts into a pool of acid.
Oh shit.
Buy you rich.
Wait,
Kind of an
did you know that
idiot.
guy?
Sorry, I've had a soft spot in my heart for Yogoloth since I was like 14 years old and found out about the Blood War. So.
What kind of idiot Yugoloth doesn't put a cause or a clause out of their contracts? Amateur shit, Ted.
A dumb one, I guess.
Well, he's dead now. Well,
Problem solved.
I'll talk to him later for you.
All right, Thunder, I guess, to you.
Yeah. Feels like my thing is about to die again, so I'm just gonna go in here and dodge.
Okay. Is it because the maps are too big, or?
No, I think it's definitely something wrong with my computer. I don't know. I'll check it out later. But
Alright.
I'm still here for now, but I'm just going in here and dodge.
Okay. This guy is a puddle of acid. I will remove him from the initiative. Gyoza, to you.
All right. Salem's on the ground. I don't think I can really reach. Well, I got 10-foot reach, right? I don't know. Let me check. Sorry. 10 foot. 5. Oh, diagonals longer. All right, I'm gonna have to just dash underground. I'll just
And then
dash.
kind of burst out the other
Yep.
side. Nice. Alrighty. Let's see. The stone giant. There we go. Ninth stone giant. Which one do you use? Ninth stone giant. Got it. Alright. Acceptable Canoloth. Alright. Acceptable Canoloth is going to go around the corner. And they got a pretty good speed. Alright. And let's see. That brings us to most Canoloth. Alright, the most Canoloth sees that it is surrounded. That's unfortunate. It is going to... It can't grapple you with its tongue. So I guess it will...
You can try.
I guess it'll just claw bite. Yeah.
To be fair,
there we go.
you bit clawed it.
Yeah, there you go. Here's a claw, and here's a bite.
Numbers.
I don't think a 14 is
damn.
The 14 misses, but the 25 hits.
27 damage. Okay. Alright, that brings us to this guy right here, who's going to come rushing in. He's going to stop for a second and sort of scent the air, and then he's going to move, with a dash, and that is his turn. Alright, Team Air Elemental.
Yeah, they're just following behind.
Alright, sounds good. Salem.
You've got some sharp fangs on you.
True, as do you.
And then I am going to... You know what? I would like to use my action to grapple him.
Okay. Go for it.
Going.
These creatures are not trained in athletics. Oh wait, sorry. I rolled your athletics for some reason. I'm a little sleepy. Alright, let's see.
I don't know. What mine's
we
they?
go. Here's the first one. These guys are not trained in athletics, so it's only going to be a +4.
Oof, big rolls though.
Man. Alright,
He dodged out of my way.
Yeah, he says, none of that.
Consent, please.
So in that case, I will. I am going to bonus action. Yeah, I will spend two sorcery points, and bonus action myself a cold sphere, or a cold shield rather.
Okay, dope.
I don't know why all that rolled.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be an attack roll.
No worries.
Don't know why, but yeah, cold shield.
Okay. And then?
And now, well, my action was to try and grapple. Bonus action,
bonus
cold
action.
shield.
Okay. And standing your ground?
Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna puny little thing.
Alright, Stygius, to you.
Here's this one. It's fine to go up and beat it.
Yeah.
Swinging it twice. Ignore the bottom damage. It is not a giant, I don't believe.
No. It is adorable hell doggo.
Natural one. Man, he really is mad at these guys. They didn't put a clause in their own contracts.
Focus, Stygius, focus!
Oh, that one's gonna hit 31. Alright.
It's 16 damage.
16 damage. It is bloodied.
And that's the turn.
That is one of the nice things about higher levels is you can just throw all kinds of shit at people, and people are like, 4 Canoloths, are you crazy? It's like they'll be dead in like 2 rounds tops. So with minimal damage done. All right. rounding the corner. Maybe? Nope. Not yet. Can she see anybody from there? She got a stern look on her face. Oh, yeah. Alright, you see your first stone giant turn the corner. She has kind of a grayish teal skin. She has her ears decorated with some very beautiful, looks like sort of carved marble or, you know, fancy stone. She wears simple clothes and simple adornments, but all of it seems to be extremely well made. She's lean, tall, and wiry, basically the opposite of a fire giant. And keeping that opposite of fire giant, she is completely bald. No eyebrows, no hair, no nothing. She stares at all of you, and when her eyes settle upon the Earth Elemental, she isn't really surprised at all. But when they settle upon Salem, her eyes go wide with wonder and surprise. That is her turn. Sergeant Carrick, Borgesh, to you.
Are there Canelos out here that I just can't see for some reason beyond the one that's...
Absolutely, they have taken cover.
Okay, alright.
Yep. Oh, also worth mentioning, there is a pit here in the center. It has a 10-foot drop. So it's more like a slight step down for the giants, but it's definitely a 10-foot pit for everybody else.
Okay, it worked with the Void Giants, so I'm going to throw my Defended Greatsword at the Caneloth and follow it up with a hand axe.
Okay. That is going to hit.
Okay. Divine Fury.
Oh, very nice. Now it's a regular hand axe?
Regular hand.
Alright, so it is going to be resistant to this damage. Ooh, okay. The creature is sturdier than its ally, I suppose, but it is beat to shit. All right. Anything else from Sergeant Carrick, Borgesh? Oh, I guess now that you move in, you do see this stone giant, and she is watching you from the shadows.
Okay.
Is this the Thane who brought genocide to the region?
We'll find out.
To you.
Finish him off, Thunder.
Let's see. I'll stop dodging. I think you guys got that. I'll check out what's ahead of us. So I saw that Caneloth dip there. I saw the other one go up there. This lady just came out of here. What do these doors look like?
Oh, those doors look very similar to the doors you just came through.
Okay.
Almost identical.
Huh. Let's see. I just want to see more of the room. So I'm just gonna move and dash. 120. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
As you round the corner, you see that there are 3 stone giants.
Okay.
1 male-ish and 2 females. I mean, I guess the only way that you can really tell is the boobas.
Fancy. All right. No, that's it. Move dash. I'm done.
Okay. Gyoza, to you.
Alright, do I tremor sense anything moving around here?
60 feet of you. Would it go through thick stone wall? It would definitely go under a door. Currently, no.
Alright, I'm gonna slam this thing twice.
And your wild shapes count as magical damage?
Correct.
All right. How does it die?
I'm just slamming down on it, so it just eventually becomes a stain on the ground.
All right. It literally does as it bursts. It turns into acid.
All right, I'm going back underground. I'm gonna move this way.
Okay. All right. You are invisible, Thunder?
Yeah.
All right. So passive perception. It's not terrible, but not enough to spot flying invisible creature.
So my passive total would be 12, if that matters.
So he's going to come around the corner and just sort of stand there. And then this one's going to go. And she's going to move and dash to there. There we go. All right. This one is going to Bjork. Silent Bjork. And add another guy to the initiative.
It whispers the Bjork of its people.
Yeah. And then...
Yo, they're coming for the balls. Bark, bark.
Yep.
Don't let them get him, Bjork.
And this one is going to Bjork. These two. But they will not start until the next round, which we will have to resolve next week, because I am falling asleep in my chair.
I feel like their Bjorks are like pug yells.
Oh, God. Or like French Bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah. The alarm's being sounded. Yeah. Oof. Okay. So, progress. You have discovered giant space orbs, void giants. You've found actual stone giants in this stone giant themed adventure. No one's died yet. It's fantastic. Everyone seems to be doing pretty good for resources. I'd say you guys are off to a pretty damn good start.
I
Yeah.
haven't even taken damage.
Yeah, fantastic.
I got a bit, but I'm fine.
All right. So there are a number of subplots that may or may not be resolved, depending on where you go in the city. I can't tell you how many districts there are, but there are many districts within this city. It is a very big city.
Military district, engineering district.
That's what I did with my Black Friday, is built an entire city in one day and populated it. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to see, a lot of stuff to do. Obviously, the main goal is to track down and stop the Dodkong. You get a sense that these void giants, their magical nature is quite powerful. If they were able to manifest their full physical forms within the prime material, they would be incredibly powerful opponents. So just kind of be on the lookout, or just keep that in mind, that there is a reason you are here. It is to stop creatures like that from manifesting fully in the world. So,
Salem is curious about something in particular.
oh, what is it?
And it's probably something he'd be mulling over the entire time. The information that was given to them was that some kind of serpent had sided with the giants.
Oh, the Yuan-Ti had, yeah. And then
That's
anybody
what's-
who's familiar with the Yuan-Ti and religion in the world of Toril would know that they serve a old one, like a great old one, by the name of Dendar the Night Serpent.
The Night Serpent, that's what I was looking for.
And
That's
she's
why-
sort of Toril's like Fenris, I guess, like a combo of Fenris and Jorgman. I can't pronounce that one.
Jormungandr?
Yum, thank you. Yum, yeah. So basically, she's a snake that lives in the void. She wants to come back to the world. She wants to eat the sun, plunge the world into eternal darkness, and force everyone to live out their worst nightmares so she could feed upon their fear for all eternity.
And way back when Salem was just still a little house cat,
Mm-hmm.
the little voice in his pendant or what have you, whatever being his warlock powers come from, had warned him specifically about the Night Serpent.
And essentially So all this post game content was actually seeded.
All because of
Like-
that stupid little book.
Well, no, actually, I knew that this was gonna be post game content back in Lost Mines of Phandalin. So that's why.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the hallowed maelstrom that Salem still has.
Oh yeah. Like
That- Canonically, in my head at least, that is his warlock book.
The Dodkong is a very popular post game bad guy. For people that do follow ups to this. The other one is of course to have Imarith escape and come back for round 2, or escape through some other means. Winky face. Yeah. So, but yeah. Some crazy stuff in this city. So I'm excited to see you guys bust out these high level abilities, and just wrecking shit. So, other than that, I got nothing because I am spent. Moving, new roommate, new apartment. No, sorry, new house. Extra life is over. Christmas is happening, I guess. Thanksgiving. It's just a lot. So, yeah, let's just we're gonna finish up the year with Dodkong's Noble Oath, and then start moving towards the new year. Does anybody else have any other announcements before we adjourn?
Nope, thank you for running.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm gonna go get some sleep, and then I will catch you guys on the server tomorrow. All right,
Sounds
night,
good.
everybody.
Good.
Good luck with your computer, Red.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Ask on the server for help if you need it.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't like